All right, what's good? What's good? What's good? DH, we got two people in the building this morning. Started the live late today, trying to make sure I got plenty of time to get ready for this fight tomorrow. Tonight. What's good with everybody? Let me go to this. Let me go to the page, man. All right, we had 16 waiting, so okay, we there, man. We're there. All righty. What's good, man? What's going on, Big Block? How you feeling this morning? Man, I made a not a huge mistake, but I made a dumb mistake and nobody noticed it. I'm disappointed, man. I'm so disappointed. Lord Golden in the building. What's going on, man? Gary, what's happening? Gino, what's going on, man? Gino was here. That's what's up. What's up, Gino? Good to see that you're here, man. L Kabulin, King L. Let me just say King L. What's going on? Mike Cardenas in the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, man, definitely gonna do the live tonight, man. Definitely gonna do the live tonight. Over under 7.5. Look, man, I watched that. I watched Hector Garcia. I watched Gervonta Davis, and kind of studied, did a little film study, and yeah, man, it's gonna be a good fight, man. There's gonna be a lot of people like thinking Gervonta is in a lot of trouble all the time. It's going to be funny, man. It's going to be interesting to see how this fight goes. Avery 81st, what's going on? He said, going to be some sleepy heads tonight. Yeah, there are, man. And I'm going to tell you right now, bro. I see why they say Hector, why their camp is like that. I mean, why Gervonta Davis's camp feels the way they feel. I see that. Like, especially against that southpaw. I watched that fight where he fought that southpaw. And yeah, he has to fight that side. He has to fight significantly better than that southpaw that he fought. Like, and then I watched Gervonta against the last southpaw that he fought, Quasar. And yeah, man, there's some things that Gervonta does that did with Quasar that are, it could be lethal, man. Like, no joke. Like, really tough for Hector Garcia to deal with. So, Hector Garcia likes to really work behind that jab. Really likes to work with his jab. Every once in a while, he'll lead with a straight left, but he really looks for his straight left. Basically like, jab, a jab, straight left, right hook type of scenario, and he'll switch it up to an uppercut, to a jab to an uppercut. He definitely will switch it up if he sees some openings to switch it up. But I think he's got some real problems, man. Like, he's got some real problems getting out of the way of that left. Like, in the fight that I saw him with that southpaw, he had a hard time getting away from that left hand. And he keeps his hand really low, bro. Sure wish you would call. Yo, I'll be there. Battlefield Boxing and MMA. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna do that tonight. Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna do it tonight. It's a big card, man. I want to watch all these cards, man. So we'll definitely do it. He said, I did a little film study too. I feel Hector's jab is slow and lazy, and his hands are low. Yeah, he definitely keeps his hands low, and he punches a little bit wide. Chris in the building. What's going on, man? He says, salute, I'm going for Tank. This will be my first fight. Watching live. Oh, that's what's up. You about to go? You're going to the fight? That's what's up, man. I'm going to be going on like literally the first fight. Like the first fight. So, I mean, it's going to be a long day for me watching these fights, man. So we'll be chopping it up. We'll be chopping it up for a while, man. Because pretty much I want to see it, as soon as the prelims come on, man, I'm probably going to do it, man. Like, that's why I got up a little late today. I want to make sure that I rested a little bit, But yeah, man, for sure. It's good stuff, man. I'm looking forward to this though, man. I'm really looking forward to this fight card, man. I'm looking forward to Gervonta Ennis, but it's going to be interesting, man, just to see how much time there's going to be in between fights. I wonder if there's a DAZN card on, man. Hopefully got your rest, bro. Yeah, I did. AKS, you see me getting on at like 10:15. So I'll probably, take a nap in the afternoon. I'll probably take a nap in the afternoon and do that. Hey, man, I can't believe y'all didn't hook me up, man. I had somebody on my channel, man, leave this comment. I did a video. In the video, I was like, I'm not going to say a word about Terrence Crawford. I think I say his name once, right, in the whole video. But this guy was like, I haven't even watched this video, and I know you're going to say something about Terrence. I said, wrong. And then he said, man, you said it right in the beginning. And I was like, what? So I looked at the video. I literally uploaded the wrong video, right? So it's a video. It's a closely connected circumstance because it's in the 147-pound division. But for real, I didn't talk. It's like two different subjects. So I had to today literally switch the videos, like switch the titles and switch the I had to switch the titles and I had to switch the pictures. So I was like, hold on, man. But nobody in the comment section said anything about it. So I was like, all right, now I know y'all ain't really watching. Y'all just, first of all, some of y'all came by to support. Other y'all didn't catch it. Shamron Patton said, I love what you're doing for 9. Keep up the great work. Thank you, brother. What time's the Peterson brothers come? I don't know. Let me see something real quick, though. Hold on. $5:45 p.m. my time. 5:45 Central. 6:45. 6:45. 6:45. Hey, what? Oh shit. 6:45. Hey, thanks to Jasper Robinson. 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. So yeah. And I'm probably gonna be watching fights and all of that stuff like before that. So no doubt, just gonna be a good day, man. Good day. Gonna get my bike riding in early. Much love in that super chat, brother. Thank y'all for the supports in the super chats, man. For real. Hey, Marlon Creighton said, I don't really pay attention to the titles. They be a little clickbaity. Oh, they be a little clickbaity, bro? Bro, don't say that to me because they're not at all. It's not clickbaity. What it is they are, they're just a way to get your attention. I'll ask questions. I'll do all that. But dude, that title and those subject matters, that's exactly what I'm talking about, man. Like for real. So please, like a little clickbaity, don't do that, bro. If you use the right, yeah, but the content is on point. I appreciate that, Marlon Clayton, because dude, I'm not lying about what I'm talking about, bro. But anyway, I appreciate what you're saying. It's just sensational, and you got to, bro. Like that's YouTube. I mean, on the real, dude, the culture in YouTube, that's YouTube. That's YouTube. But anyway, I appreciate you clicking, you watch, and I appreciate that you listen. And that's what really matters, bro. He said, let's not get back on the catfish. Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you just gotta, if you got a channel, bro, you gotta get people's attention. That's what a title is for, to get your attention. So you'd be like, okay, what's this title? Okay, let me listen to it. Okay, I see what it is. And I appreciate that, bro. But I ain't out there lying on nobody, bro. You know what I mean? Your title's supposed to grasp your attention. Yeah, that's what you actually have to do. You know what I mean? You have to do it. Otherwise, bro, but I will tell you something. I'm not going to get into that though. But we're going to let people get on, and I appreciate you saying that. Let's smash that like button. We got people coming in the door. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, Marlon Creighton. I hope you just understand where I'm coming from. Title is meant to get your attention, bro. Jay Mills said, good morning, Fanon in the chat. I'm loose and ready for the fights tonight. Just warmed up with a good jab to the like button. Thank you, brother. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Shamron Patton said, what do you personally think about BLK Prime? Are they good for boxing? He said, nah, I get it. Yeah, thank you, brother. I appreciate you, Marlon. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you, Marlon. Seriously, I appreciate you saying it. I appreciate you hearing me out on that. What do I think about BLK Prime? I mean, I think they're fine. You know, if they put good fights, if they put on good fights, I'm gonna buy the fights that they put on. You know, it's another outlet for boxing. That's there. I like it. You know, yeah, I like BLK Prime. Everything that I've seen about it, I like it. They had, I didn't have any reception problems. They put on a good show. It was produced well. You know, I like BLK Prime. Now, when I talk about the circumstance around Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, I'm going to say some things, but it's really talking about the situation and not BLK Prime itself. Because I wish those dudes nothing but the best, man, nothing but the best of luck. And I look forward to, this Adrian Bronner fight, man. When he's on there, I'm definitely going to pay for it. I'm looking forward to pay for it. I'm going to talk about the fight when he fights Red Cash. I'm looking forward to looking forward to it, man. You know what I mean? More the ability to get more fight dates for fighters are good, Hey, Fanon, can you break down how Crawford's supposed to fight every 9 months? I mean, I don't know how he's supposed to fight. He's not supposed to fight every. You talking about the mandatories? He doesn't have to fight every 9 months. He can fight whenever he wants to. Whenever he wants to fight. He has a mandatory that comes up every 18 months because he's a WBO super champion, and it's not 12 months. I think it's 18 months. But that's it. If that's what you mean, if that's what you're referring to. Who all fight on the prelims? Oh man, are you kidding? On the prelims, you have I'll go to the card. Hold on, man. Hold on one second. You have Jalil Hackett, Mia Ellis. Shout out to Mia Ellis out of the Upton Gym in this mug. Then you got Lamont Peterson is fighting Michael Ugundo, and who's 16-6 and more than likely about to get mopped up at 142. So he's not at. Yeah, that's what's up. He's fighting, and then you got Keyshawn Williams and Gustavo David Vittori. You have Trevon Marshall. That's a fight I'm looking forward to versus Sean West. Then you got Kyron Davis versus Christian Fabio Rios. Victor Melanecki versus Omar Rosales. Demetrius Andrade, baby boo-boo, against Desmond Nicholson. Shout out to Desmond Nicholson. Do your thing today, brother. Rashidi Ellis versus Roymain Villa. Then you have Gervonta Davis versus Karen Kuhajian. And then you got Gervonta Tank Davis versus Hector Luis Garcia. So, yeah, dog, it's a bunch of good fights, man. Stat cards, a lot of exposure for boots, all of that, man. Yes, sir. That's who, Adam JL. And thank you again, Jay Mills, for that support and that super chat, brother. It is how the channel is supported. And again, I want to again say that to my guy. I appreciated that conversation, Marlon Creighton. I really do. Because, I don't want to get into the details of it a lot. However, bro, for real, like I said, man, I make sure I keep my titles on the subject. And if it's something that sounds funny, look for a question mark, because somebody has said something crazy and I'm asking the question. You know what I mean? So that's me. If I hear something crazy, I will repeat the craziness that I heard, and then with the question mark on it, and then I will put my little bit at the end about a little bit of a hint to what I think about it. Then I'll put in the title when I'm in the description, and then in the video I'll explain it and I'll talk about it. I'm not the boxing media, so don't think that I'm out here reporting things. I'm not reporting things. Other people are reporting it. He said, I don't really do negativity. Hey, I appreciate you, Marlon. I appreciate it, man. I really do, man. I appreciate you allowing me to explain myself. Terrence Twitter finger Duckford announces an action-packed 2023 with BOK Prime, Jalil White, a.k.a. Stefan Urkel, Ryan Rhodes, and Mario Van Peebles. Much love in that super chat, bro. You ain't never going to get off of him, bro. Marty, the manager, did a video to break down Crawford's belt sanction regulation. It's a decent video. Please check it out if you get a chance. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, I check out. I'm familiar with manager Marty. I'm familiar with him. I'm subscribed to his channel, so I see the videos that come through. I don't always get a chance to see every video, but I do check him out. I like manager Martin. I also seen him get interviewed a good amount over there on YSM Sports Media. So yeah, I'm definitely familiar with him. Fahim Sator said, Fanon Boo Boo fighting on YouTube on pay-per-view tonight. Nah, he's the first card of the main event, bro. He's the first. Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I named the whole card. I didn't just stop with like whatever people consider to be the prelim. Nah, he's on the main card, man. He's on the main card, bro. But yeah, man. Hey, but the more I watch that fight, the less nervous I got for Tank. Like, it's going to be a fight where people are like, ooh. You know what I mean? Like, ooh. Like, oh, man. Because, dude, if Hector guys, I'm going to look at some more. I'm going to look some more of them just to see him fight some orthodox fighters and see. Appreciate the live on a Saturday, Mike. Oh, yeah, man. You know what it is. We do our thing, man. We do our thing. That's pay-per-view worthy. Oh, it is. If you guys don't buy this pay-per-view, then you just don't buy pay-per-views. That's my take on it. If you don't buy this pay-per-view, you just don't buy pay-per-views. Anybody, and I don't care who you are, you can be Rick Glazier. I don't mind him because he's a boxing insider. You could be whoever you are, bro. If you tell me you did not buy this fight, then you just don't buy pay-per-views. Period. Because this is most definitely worth $80 to see this. You have got to be the ultimate. You have got to just not want to support the PBC, not to buy this, or you just will not buy pay-per-views. Not to buy this fight. Because not to buy this pay-per-view card. I definitely sound like I'm marketing now. However, in my opinion, it's the truth. I don't see how you like some of these things. What's going on? Adrian Molina in the building. What's cracking? I'm chilling, bro. He said, I told you I ain't care if Tank beat the brakes off that girl. I'm buying this pay-per-view. Yeah, you got to buy it, bro. You got to. It's just so much. Dude, the entire card, man. The entire card. It's the entire card. You got Brandon Lee. Oh, I forgot to mention, I skipped over Brandon Lee versus Diego Gonzalez Luque. Said, best lineup I've seen in a while. No doubt about it, man. But I'm telling you, man, look, dude, they said, look, I'm tripping, dude, on them uppercuts, man. Them uppercuts from Gervonta. It's that right uppercut. I'm telling you, bro, it is that right uppercut. You know what I'm saying? That right uppercut ain't no joke. That lead right hand for Gervonta Davis is no joke. He said, I got a fire stick in every room. Come on, man. You buying it? And you buying it? You say you buying the paper? Come, you got to buy it, man. Because otherwise, well, I support it, man. Support it, man. I'm supporting it. Garcia is susceptible to that right. I'm telling you, that right uppercut to the body, bro. That right uppercut to the body is something nasty. It's something nasty. And on top of it, I'm checking the defense on the combinations that Hector Garcia likes to throw. Gervonta is not just the fact that it's Gervonta's ability to switch from offense to defense so quickly. Like he's not really there to be hit. Like he can be right there, but still not be there to be hit. Right. So, like that, the body shot ain't no joke, man. And that right body shot, dude, that right-handed up, that lead uppercut. The lead uppercut from the southpaw on the southpaw is just on against the southpaw is nasty. From a southpaw to a southpaw, that's nasty. Fanon, I got a fire stick. Oh, in every room and still buy all the fights. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah, thank you, bro. Bone, what's going on, bro? Hey, what's going on, man? Shout out to the great Bone in the building. What's up? Y'all got to make sure y'all go subscribe to my brothers over there on the Parlor of East Wheaton. We got the celebrity Wheaton DJ from Chicagoland, Bone in the building. What's going on, bro? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? And like I said, every time I see one, I'm going to tell you, make sure y'all go subscribe to the Parlor East Wheaton. If you like house music in any way, shape, or form, it is the real deal. Let me go ahead and I need to make sure I got this link in there. Hold on one second. Click this link, man. 2 people got to go check out the house music over there, man. Give it a chance. Give them a subscription. And go listen to their archives, bro. That archives is what's up. Oh, for sure. Oh, rent status. Oh, hold on. Let me check it. Oh, you know what it is, bro. You know what it is, Bone. Around here, even though I have a hard time thinking anybody's gonna sneak this one, because like I said, this is my little brother right here. This is my little brother. This is my little triple jump brother right here. Yeah. Let me check the date on it though. Oh yeah, 2012. Ain't nobody been doing that long. Wrench him up. Wrench status, brother, immediately. Of course, Bone. You know what it is. I just got to make sure I check who it is first. Parlor of East Wheaton. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't put the link in there. I gotta put the link in there. Hey man, y'all go hit this subscribe button and listen to these brothers spin this, man. They've been spinning since we was kids, man. Go ahead and hit that link, man. Come on. I want to get these dudes I want to get them to at least 200 subscribers, bro. That's my goal, is to get these dudes to 200 subscribers. But you got to like house music. And all you got to do is just boom, just bang. Every once in a while, if you can put it up in your car, I'm telling you, man, you're going to hear some music. The old dusties you ain't heard forever. All that good stuff over there, man. Make sure y'all go check out my guys, man. That's my other channel. I just can't DJ. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just got no skills. But you making me about to go get my skills right. You about to make me set up a DJ booth, right? Get me some turntables and do all of that stuff right there. Anyway, he said, Natty, and you know what's going on, bro? He said, add another subscriber for that house joint. That's what I'm telling you, Khalid Hansen. Thank you, brother. Khalid Hassan. Make sure, thank you, brother. Make sure you go hit that subscribe button over there for my brothers, man. And when I'm telling you my brothers, I mean literally my brothers. Like, we've been cool since days of Under Rules. That move. You know what I mean? We've been cool since like niggas was blinking. Like that. Anyway, Kamal Oz in the building said, how do you think Andrade David Morrell plays out? Oh. He said, but you have great taste in music. Yeah, but it's just not as expansive as yours. Like, no joke. Y'all have music. I'm like, okay, what's this? And I stick to like anyway, you know what it is though. But that's why I was raised on that stuff. That's what's up to me. Anyway, so how do I see Andrade David Morrell playing out? I don't know, man. I got to tell you, brother, I don't know. David Morrell is like highly, highly, highly dangerous, but I'm not picking anybody to beat Demetrius Andrade. Not picking anybody to beat Demetrius Andrade. I see it going the distance, and I see it being an extremely, extremely good fight. Demetrius Andrade better not get hit by that kid, because that kid most definitely got them hammers on you, bro. He said that's what makes Tank so great and dangerous, is this powerful and crafty. Yeah, I'm just telling you, man, I'm looking for that right uppercut, bro. I'm looking for that lead uppercut. To the body, that lead uppercut to the body. And those counter right hooks to the body. That's because I'm looking at that boy's body, bro. I'm trying to tell you. I'm telling you. Them body shots ain't no joke, bro. Body shots ain't no joke, man. No joke. Andrade because of the experience. I mean, I can't say because, man, I'm telling you, David Morrell just looks so talented, bro. Fahim said Andrade for the next 2 years, then it's all Morrell. Yeah, something like that, man. Something like that, bro. Something like that. Yes, sir. It's gonna be something like that. But dude, he's nasty, man. But we can go down the card, man. Brandon Lee. I'm looking forward to Brandon Lee as well. What time did the pre-fight start? 5:45. 5:45 Central Standard Time, 6:45 on Showtime is when it starts, bro. Yeah. Mike said Andrade a weird dude. Hey, man, you know what, man? He a bit of a pretty boy, man. That's what I think Andrade is. He's Andrade. Who's Lee fighting? Lee is fighting the kid, somebody named Diego Gonzalez Leque. Diego Gonzalez Leque is who he's fighting. Yeah, he's just a pretty boy, man. You know what I mean? Like, just a pretty boy. What can you say? However, you know what it is. Like, he's a pretty boy that will whoop you. You know what I mean? They call that dude a pirate for how he was dressed. I mean, hey, dude, he's just, look, man, you know what I mean? He's Demetrius Andrade, man. He's Demetrius Andrade. He's just a different type of dude. What's going on, man? Stone Alone in the building, top of the morning for 9 in the chat, brother. Let me give you your daily gong, Stone Alone. What's going on, brother? Got to give you that daily gong, bro. Fahim, okay, if you say so, bro. I thought you said something about Badussi, bro. I didn't know what that was. Hey, what's going on, senior? Right back at you. What's going on to my man out there, Coach Squeeze, with the what you call it, with the interviews going out there, bro. That's what's up. See y'all doing great work over there, man. Great work over there. Let's get those likes up, y'all. Team Spence, man down. Yes, sir. Hey, hit that like button, Team Bud. Hit that Team Bud Crawford. Man, I am so amazed that I got such a reputation as a Bud hater. Man, y'all can't take observations from fans, man. He from Rhode Island, what you expect? Hey, man, look, dude dude got his own style, man. Go say something to him, though. Go say something to him, though. That's my thing. I know dudes like that. Go say something to him then. You know what I mean? Go say something to him. I like Demetrius Andrade, man. That's one of my favorite. Demetrius Andrade is one of my favorite fighters. He said, we working for 9. Thanks. You know what it is. I see y'all out there doing your thing, man. Nah, bro. Nah, Mobby. Nah, dog. I can't take no more. I can't take no more of that. The insults, bro. I can't take the insults, man. I can't take them. I don't want to go back. I'm like Boots. I don't want to go backwards, bro. I don't want to go backwards. If time will tell. Time will tell. Plus, I don't have any time to get whooped and I get engulfed in that. And I got to get engulfed in making some money. No joke. Like, I want to start doing this. I got to figure out one more hustle. I got to figure out one more hustle. I'm trying to master this YouTube thing, but then I'm trying to get me one more hustle. You know what I mean? LeVar Aiken said, I still want Andrade. Much love in that super chat. Come on, Oz, for keeping that color there, brother. Thank you, man. I still want to see Demetrius Andrade and Charlo to settle that beef they had years ago. Yeah, but it was with the wrong Charlo. Because one Charlo, you know how he calls him Charlo. Hey, man, I can call him Demetrius Andrade if he wants to call Charlo. Okay? Don't be telling me how to pronounce your name when you out here talking about Charlo. You know what I mean? Charlo. Who you got, Boo Boo or Desmond? I got Boo Boo, man. You kidding me? I got Boo Boo. I already told you. I'm a Boo Boo fan, bro. I'll call that man Boo Boo. Don't make no difference. What's up, Boo Boo? I ain't calling him Boo. What's up, Boo? I ain't saying what's up, Boo. What's going on, Boo Boo? Yeah, dog. No, I'm rooting for Boo Boo, man. You know I rocks with the Boo Boo. Yeah. You know I rocks with Boo Boo. I rocks with Boo Boo. That's my dude, Boo Boo. Like y'all say, all of the melanin deficient Negroes must stick together. So I'm rooting for the beige dude, bro. He said I fucks with Boo Boo. I fucks with Boo Boo. Hey man, what can I say? Hey, Keys 215. Someone say color in the chat, true blue. Yes, sir, bro. Thank you for keeping some color in the chat, bro. Thank you for keeping some color in that chat, bro. We need it around these pots. He said, yo, weirdo. Hey, man, you know what I mean? It is. He said, my guilty pleasure. Hey, look, bro. Benavidez stops Boo Boo. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not taking anybody to beat him. I'm just like, I don't know if he'll beat everybody. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm not predicting anybody to beat Boo Boo. Not. That kid, right? That man right there can fight. And he's very, very, very awkward. And he hits you with shots from some real crazy angles. Like real crazy. He hits you with some real crazy stuff. And there's a reason them dudes ain't fighting him. There's a reason they don't want to put Gennady in there with him, man. And they don't want to put, and Canelo didn't want to get in there with him. They can act like, oh, you know, you're a terrible fighter. You're a terrible fighter, bro. You're a little too hot under the collar, bro. Canelo, that don't sound right to me, Canelo. I could care less. His best win is Liam Callum. So what? So what? So what? If his best win, do you know what's his best loss? You hypocrites. When Canelo fights somebody, you say he's an undefeated champion. He's an undefeated champion. But then when Jamal, when it's Jamal, or when it's Demetrius Andrade, when he said, well, who did he beat? But he's an undefeated champion, isn't he? Just like those Euro bums Canelo beats up on. You know what I'm saying? Canelo beat up on a Euro bum in a second, and he's undefeated. He's an undefeated champion. Man, I ain't trying to hear what y'all talking about, man. And I mean that, man. I ain't trying to listen to what y'all talking about. Y'all need to cut it out. Boo Boo, aka Prince Nassim Hamed. Hey, nah, man. Who's Boo Boo look like, man? Boo Boo can fight, bro, because that nose should have been broke. I'm gonna tell you that. Hey, man, anybody with a nose like that in boxing, a nose that long, with a bridge that long that doesn't look like it's been broken, dog, you know it's very hard to hit him, man. With a nose like that, that sucker should be like this. His nose should be like this. Telling you. Lions, Wolves. I think Spence going to upset Boots because Boots been fighting tomato cans during his career. If you really think about it. Nah, dog, I'm not trying to hear that he's been fighting tomato cans. He's been fighting the cats that he can get fights with. That is a good fight, bro. Benavidez versus Beterbiev. I don't know. I have to see Benavidez at 168. But like I said, man, I don't know. I'd have to look at that more carefully. Hey, man, thank you for putting that color in the chat. Keys 215 in the building. Marlon Creighton said, Andrade and Errol can't get fights we want to see because they ducking. Yeah, I mean, I would disagree a little bit with that because I've seen a lot of fights from Errol that I wanted to see. I've seen a lot of them. I've seen almost every fight that I've wanted to see from Errol, I've gotten. Almost every one. The only fights that I have not gotten from Errol Spence Jr. is Keith Thurman and Terrence Crawford. That's it. And that is because they ducked. But I wanted to see Sean Porter. I wanted to see Danny Garcia. I wanted to see Yordanis Ugas. I wanted to see Kell Brook. I wanted to see Mike Garcia, even though I never asked for it. So I was happy with that. You know, even the fight with Lamont Peterson, man, I didn't mind that fight with Lamont Peterson because that's when he was like, look, man, I gotta fight because ain't nobody fighting me. He did not lose to no Martin Erosion. Stop it. Man, you guys want to put losses on people's record, man. Just tell Canelo to fight him, bro. Who had Van? Ain't nobody have no Vanis Martin Rosen winning that fight, man. Stop it. Many, as in what? 11 people? What's that many? What number do you think many is? 11 people? Something like that? Man, Vanis Martin Rosen did not beat anybody's Demetrius Andrade. And to boot. Okay, and to boot. Guy, every time Jamal Charlo loses a round, he lost the fight. I could care less. He didn't win that fight, bro. He's sitting on that L, bro. Hey, just go ahead and sit on that L, bro. Angry Black Alley Cat, FBA for life, B1 said, I'm listening. That's what's up, brother. Man, every time somebody hits Jamal Charlo or hits Demetrius Andrade in the chest, they lose the fight. I don't want to hear it, bro. Much love in that super chat. I ain't trying to hear it sit on that L. And I mean it. Sit on that L. Much love to everybody in that. I said nobody even gave a super chat. I'll still give much love in that super chat. Thank you, bro. Thank you for everybody who's been supporting the channel. I don't care, man. I'm going to throw you out in a second, Mike. I'm going to tell you right now, bro, we're not talking about that. I don't care about your bashing. I don't care about you bashing Demetrius Andrade about a fight that happened years ago. Okay? He won the fight. Keep it pushing. Okay? He won the fight. Keep it pushing. Stop trying to tear the man's name down. Stop trying to tear the man's name down on some fight that happened years ago that he won. Exactly. His nose should be looking like that. with that big long schnoz he got, full long straight schnoz too. That mug should be crooked. I like a Barrios nose. It sounds like Kovalev fans after Ward's body shot. Like mean all day, bro. Like I could care less. Andrade won by a split decision in 2013. Party over. Exactly, bro. You want to talk about something that happened 9 years ago? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Somebody got that yellow in the chat. Malcolm Allen in the building, keeping that yellow in the chat. Say yellow in the chat. Much love, brother. Thank you, man, for keeping that yellow in that chat. Thank you for sponsoring. Thank you for sponsoring the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much, bro. Malcolm Allen in the building, bro. Like I said, bro. No problem, man. See you later. Your wish, I don't give a shit about. However, I will throw you out. See you. Lions Wolves said, who Boots beat that was a threat to him? Man, stop it, man. Get out of here, man. Go fuck away. Go away. Go away. What do you want me to say, man? There's nobody that's been a threat to him. There's nobody that's a threat to him. Name people that are threats to him. Name them. 2. He got 2 threats. What you want? Sometimes he ain't got no threats. What threats? Tell me who the threat is. Tell me who the threat is. Since you want to talk about he ain't fought no threats, name the threat. Give me a name of the threat. Because I'm going to tell you, y'all talking boxing with me, y'all ain't no threat. I don't know any threats. What? I don't have no threats. What you want? You like, dude, the dude could be, he's like a full-grown African bull elephant. You know what I mean? Like 3 of them. Just go wherever they want to go. Okay? There ain't no threats. You know what I mean? Unless it's some clown with a gun. But in the natural world, there ain't no threats. Weather, You know what I'm saying? Like weather and somebody coming by and shooting them. That's it. There ain't no threats. That's what I'm saying. Those are the threats. The threats are Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence. Those are the threats. But you want to, oh, well, we don't know until he fights them. You won't know until they fight him. That's what you are when you're elite. Okay? You won't know until they fight him. Kamal Oz in the building. Hey, but thank you for keeping that yellow in the chat. Thank you for the yellow in the chat. Malcolm Allen. In the next 10 minutes after that have been sponsored by Kamal Oz with Mo Yella in the chat. Shake them haters loose. Glad Boo Boo is with PBC. Don't like that Clennell Ho off the hook twice. Gets stripped of the WBO at 154, and he got stripped of that IBF, and he got stripped at hold on. Don't like that he left Canelo off, that he let Canelo off the hook twice, getting stripped of the WBO at 154 and not fighting Zach Parker, thus allowing John Ryder angle to Alvaroid. But he wasn't going to fight him. Dude, the zone told them, no, I'm not fighting you. It was very, very clear, bro. It was very, very clear that man was that they were not going to make that fight. Swagger L in the building. Keep talking that real, Fanon, man. For sure. I think Mikhail Fox would give Boots all kind of problems. Yeah, that's funny, bro. I like that. That's funny, man. That's funny. Ha ha. You know what I mean? That's funny. Ha ha. I am gonna go see O'Shaquie Foster, though. I am about to go see O'Shaquie Foster fight Ray Vargas in San Antonio when that fight is popping. Better than Avalanche, who Bud just fought. Man, exact. Look, you want to say who's he fought? Man, that gets so old. That conversation gets so old. Who did he fight? Tell me who he fought. You can do that with literally every non-champion in boxing. Name him. Jared Anderson. Who did he fight? Tell me somebody he fought. Who's he fought? And then after I tell you who he fought, then you start, well, who did he beat? He didn't beat anybody. Yeah, exactly. Janabek's a great fighter, but who did he beat? Who did he beat? I can do that to everybody. Who did he beat? Keith Thurman, but who did he beat? Right? Even though you can answer those questions, but who did they beat? They lost to this guy, and they lost to that guy. I mean, it's just so easy to do. It's just such an easy, corny thing to do. And I'm like, man, I don't feel like going through that maze with you, man. Look at what the fighter is doing. Like, I'm looking at what Hector Garcia does. I'm looking at what Gervonta Davis does. And I'm going to tell you that Hector Garcia is good. That Gervonta Davis is going to have some problems. And I'm going to tell you this. Hector Garcia is going to have some problems. Because that guy right there, Gervonta, is very defensively responsible. If you hit him with one, you're probably not going to hit him with the second. And that body, trust me, if you are neglecting your body, your head is going to be gone, bro. Okay, Fanon, you act like Boots can't get clipped. Who said that? When did I say that, Keith Pierre? When did I say he can't get clipped? When did I say that? I act like he can't get clipped? He can get clipped. So every fighter's a threat then. Let's go that way. Oh, well, who did he beat? Everybody's a threat if you go with that. Okay, he can get clipped, right? So that means he can get clipped up against anybody. So since he can get clipped by anybody, then everybody's a threat. Since everybody is a threat, then I can name all 29 people that he fought and say they are threats. So stop asking me who he fought. I'm telling you, any way you want to go, bro, I can go. Like, if you want to go that way, I'll go that way with you. You want to go that way, I'll go that way with you. Okay? People say, who's the threat? And I say, other than those two guys at the top of the division and Keith Thurman, there are no threats. Well, you act like he can't get clipped. Okay, I admit it. He can get clipped. So if you can get clipped, does that make the guy a threat? Then yes. Okay, well, great. Then everybody he got in the ring with was a threat. So don't ask me what threats he's fought. See? I'm telling you, man. Y'all, I like you, Keith. Don't walk into one. You can still think he's not ready, but dude, it don't matter. He's ready. The dude is he's about to be the IBF. He's the number one rated fighter in the IBF. He's ready. By definition, he's ready. The man's got 29 fights. He's 25 years old. He's the number one contender. How much more ready can he get? You want him to be 30 years old and the number one contender and have 40 fights? He's got the same amount of fights. He's got the same number of fights Errol has. He's in the same because he had more fights than when Errol was the number one guy in the IBF. Was Errol ready for Kell Brook? We'll see if they fight. David Williams said, "Good afternoon, Fanon. I need a big favor for you. Can you please keep secret that I paid for this fight tonight? I don't want Crawford to know I have money. I want to keep him thinking Spence fans are broke. Thanks." Hey, man, much love in that super chat, bro. I will not say a word. I will not say a word, brother. Thank you for keeping that color in the chat today, brother. Thank you for the orange, man. Thank you for that orange, man. Means a ton. What's good? So, yeah, Errol fought stiffer competition. Yeah, because he's a champion. He didn't fight stiffer competition before he got to be a champion. Before he got his first championship fight. Dude, I'm telling you, man. Hey, man, a man can fight. I like Errol Spence Jr. a lot. I'm not blind, though. Like, I've been watching Boots for a very long time. That dude is a legitimate fighter, man. Just like I would tell people about Errol. Y'all keep talking about what he's not ready for. Okay, that kid looked really ready to me. He looks real ready to me. Rick Timms, if you don't believe it, check BoxRec. Watch BoxRec. But shout out to my man Keith Perry. No doubt about it. My guy as a channel member. So, yeah, I won't tell him you broke, bro. I'll tell him you broke. It is what it is, though, man. You shouldn't have skipped out on the fight, brother. Like, you shouldn't have skipped out on that fight. You don't understand. Like, I saw a little cryptic message from Terrence Crawford. And Terrence, it is not our job to understand you. If you're talking about black people, the people that you love the most, never understanding you. Brother, it is not our job to understand you. It is our job to watch you and pay for your fights. Your rationale at the end of the day for what you do is your rationale. Doesn't matter. What you eat does not make us ish. It just doesn't do it. What you eat does not make me take no boo-boo. Okay? That's you. What you feel you've done in your career, that's you. You feel that way. Your camp feels that way. It doesn't make a difference to boxing fans. We just want to see you fight. We wanted to see who's going to win the fight. We can't see who wins the fight if you don't fight. You're overthinking it, partner. Overthinking it. Spoken like a true king, Fanon. You know you're boxing. That's for sure. Hey, thank you, Keith Perry. And as you know, brother, that we can all disagree, man, but it's all within the realm of, pleasant boxing conversation. We don't have to run around, call each other all kind of names. You know what I mean? Tell people come see me. First of all, bro, I'm not going to come see you at all. Like, somebody says, come see me. I'm not going to come see you. Why would I do that? First of all, I don't work for you. I saw the message. Somebody prominent in a certain camp said, tell this guy Fanon to come see me. Nigga, I don't work for you. Like, come see you. I didn't even want to respond. I just blocked the person that sent the message to me. First of all, bro, if you're in a camp, bro, I don't work for you. I don't care how big your Benz is. I don't care how much money you're making. Brother, I don't work for you. So I'm not going to come see you. If you want to say something to me, you have to come see me. That's just how it works. You have to come see me because I ain't going to come see you because I got other stuff to do. I'm not the one with the problem. Anyway, and don't come see me anyway because I'm a boxing fan. So what you doing talking about me for? You're supposed to be over there being a champion, collecting your money, watching everybody talk about you and generate in his interest so that you can make your money. Don't get into the stands, bro. Y'all are like that. In basketball, you are strictly prohibited from running up into the stands. You're in a basketball game. People are going to be shouting at you. You cannot run up into the stands and start talking to people in the stands, bro. You're supposed to be quiet. Oh, they just talking, whatever. They bought their tickets. How you gonna let them in with the signs and the bells, ding, 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 get you off your game, man? You're not supposed to. All I'm is the dude. I'm the dude out there yelling, fight Spence, fight Crawford. That's all I am. Way up there at the top. I'm way up there in the rafters, man. Stop paying attention. Win or lose said, I love when we can disagree on your page and still respect each other. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. And thank you, win or lose. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. And thank you, David Williams, for sponsoring the next 20 minutes of this chat. We got an hour already sponsored. Fanon, you should hire me as your spokesman for occasions like that. Hey, bro. I'm all right, bro. I can't. First of all, I can't afford it, bro. Meta World Peace. Yeah, you're not supposed to be like Meta World Peace running up in the stands. Okay. No running up in the stands, bro. No running up in the stands. Just leave us to be talking. That's it. And for real, bro, some of y'all need to stop acting like you are both in the game, in the stands, and in the media section all at the same time. Will you pick one? Like, will you pick one? For real, pick one. And sit down. Whichever you're gonna do, pick an area and choose which it is and sit down. All right. Are you in the field? Are you a boxer? Then box. I listened to how Sean Porter said that there's a lot of fighters that are looking for like psychologists, sports psychologists, because they're trying to learn how to deal with all the messaging and the social media, right? This is how you deal with the message in social media. Get off of it. Get off of it. Period. Get off of it. Go sit somewhere and walk around in the field in the woods for like 3 hours. Because you're not going to get any tweets if you don't have a phone. Or if it's disabled, you're not going to hear any of that stuff that they're saying. So if you don't like what people are saying, stop listening to them. Go punch a bag. Not complicated. You know what I mean? Because people are going to say some real foul things about you. Stop thinking you need social media to have a brand. I think you need social media in order to have a brand. I think you need it, but that doesn't mean you have to be on it. No joke. I got to have social media in order to have my channel. Dude, sometimes I just have to go a long time without going into the comment section. You can't do it. You can't sit there and talk to these guys all day, man. You can't. Or read their stuff all day. It's going to make you feel bad about yourself, man. You're letting them in your head. So every once in a while, you just got to like let them go. That's like my guy, Starborn 007. That's one too many times, bro. That's one too many times. Like I have to talk to a lot of people about boxing. And I have to deal with a lot of people that say a lot of funky things. A lot more people say nice things. But I got to deal with a lot of people that say funky things, bro. You're not going to continue to be one of them. Like at a certain point in time, bro, I got to let you go. You got to go. Not because I don't think you're a bad guy, but bro, you're not going to keep dumping on me, man. You know what I'm saying? So you got to let him go. At a certain point, like Quincy Carter, bro, you cannot continually dump on me, man. So you just got to go. Not because I don't like you, not because I don't value your opinion, but just because you want to dump on me all the time. You want to come on a daily basis, and so you boxers that do that, you got to get real. You got to get rid of that. Just got to get rid of it. Okay. Stop listening to social media. Or if somebody's saying fight, then fight. You wouldn't have any of the problems if you fought him. Instead of doing what you did, you didn't fight them. People wanted something. You told millions of people no. You told millions of people, in my opinion, you told millions of people no. What do you think is going to happen when you tell that many people no? You didn't tell Errol no. You told the entire boxing world no. When you tell the entire boxing world no, what do you think they're going to do? Forget and go to the next fight? Shouldn't listen to those people that told you they would. They didn't want to see it. David Avenetian, nobody wanted to see that. They wanted to see Errol, and you said no. So people are sitting there like, dude, you said no. Why would you say? I don't even care why you said no. You said no. That's what we wanted, and you said no. So people are not going to just go out of their way to try to understand why you said no. We wanted something from you, and you said no. Nah, 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 nah. No, nah. You did that. So people are like, hey, man, whatever with you then, and the rest of your fights. But when they talk about what's going on in boxing, they're going to be like, man, he don't fight nobody. What do you mean? Every time we wanted to see it, I know with the fight that I wanted to see, he said no to. He didn't just say no. He told them they were broke and jealous. That to boot. Hey, man, much love in that super chat. I'm just trying to tell you. That's the problem. The problem is not a YouTube channel, man. The problem is that you told everybody in boxing that wanted to see that fight no. Everybody's looking at you, and you said no. What do you think? You got a hungry mob all around you, and you got a key to the kitchen, and you say, nah, we're not serving dinner tonight, and try to walk out the building? You know what I'm saying? And then go across the street, and they say, hey, everybody, follow me in here. I'll feed you. What do you feed? Nah, bro. No, bro. We wanted real food, bro. We didn't want to go over there and sip water. Okay? This is a full meal. You wanted us to go buy Coca-Cola from you at your store. No, bro. How about you unlock the vault and let everybody get what they actually wanted, what they came there for? The reason people have been paying attention to you for several years. How about you give people what they want instead of what you choose, and then wonder why people don't understand you? They don't understand you because they do not care. He said, talk that real-ish, bro. They can't hear you. They hear me. What are you talking about, EJ? Yeah, they can hear me. I'm not sure what you mean. They watch my channel all the time, bro. They know what I'm saying. Anyway, got the keys to the steakhouse and tells us to come eat this vegan burger. Exactly. Great one. Nobody want no dang vegan burger. Did nobody want to see no David Avenetian fight? Except for the people that profited off of it. And you're profiting off of it. I'm not profiting off of it. And on top of it, we're not boxing fans to profit off of it. We are here to spend money. That's what we're here for. We don't watch boxing to make money. We watch boxing to spend money. Spend our time, spend our money. That's what we're here for. So when you talk about how much money you made and how this is going to be generational wealth for you and how you're trying to make moves, then people be like, yeah, bro, but I don't care. I'm here to spend money. A figure of speech, bro. Oh, okay, I got you. Yeah, I figured that. I figured that, EJ. Thank you. I'm just trying to tell you. Ain't nobody trying to hear it. So anyway, we back off this and onto these other fight. He said, "Whoa, wait 1 second. I love vegan burgers. Yeah, you love vegan burgers. So and there's people there's 5,000 people that love that Bud vegan burger fight. At vegan, yeah, there were 5,000 people that wanted to eat that David at a vegan." That crap even rhymes. David Avivan. Hey, brother, David Williams, brother, thank you so much for keeping color in the chat, bro. Thank you for keeping that color in the chat, bro. That was huge. Let me go on you on the way in and out. Thank you, bro. He said, "You're a great man and YouTuber. That's why F's with you with your channel." Hey, thank you, Shamron Patton. I don't know how great I am, but but I appreciate the support. 100 miles an hour, man. I really do. And thank you to everybody that's put color in the chat so far today. And thank you to everybody that hit the Cash App. It does matter a lot. And even though I don't have my phone for some reason, which I'm about to go fix in a second, I believe he said is just like that. Nah. Yeah, nah. Radio Kill said, "Good morning, Fanon. I've been a vegan vegetarian since 9/11/2016. Hey, congratulations, bro. Congratulations. But he's serving ducks. Can you eat duck? It's really not a vegan burger. It's really a duck burger. It's kind of greasy. I wanted a steak. I didn't want duck, bro. And on top of it, on the real, look, man, I just didn't want, nobody wanted that, bro. Agree to disagree, people. It's only opinions, boxing talk. We're not the ones stepping in the ring. No need to get upset. I'm not upset. I don't know what you're talking about. However, it's not my business. I'm talking. We are doing what we do. We're doing what we do. You know, Fanon, I thought you were flying here to DC to watch the fight in person tonight. No, I was not. Sorry, brother, could not do it. First of all, I had something that came up with my daughter was in town and she just left yesterday. So that didn't work. Also, the very lofty price of tickets also was a little bit of a discouragement to me. However, I got to tell you, shout out to the PBC, bro. Shout out to the PBC. I will tell you, man, for real, man, I got a lot of respect for Sam Watson and those guys over there at the PBC. I really do. Or Sam Watson specifically. That is a good dude, man. And I'm about to buy some tickets from him. I'm about to buy some tickets from those dudes and go to this Ray Vargas fight. You know, may take some people with me to the Ray Vargas fight. Terry Shrew said 10 million guaranteed. Got in the way of that fight. Yeah, except for that's not true. Hey, thank you, David Williams. Thank you, brother. It means a lot, bro. Look, man, he ain't getting no 10 million. But can we get back on these fights this card? Get back on these fights for today. Because no joke, man. No joke. That there's some shots on that dude is gonna have like I heard somebody say that this dude is better than Leo Santa Cruz. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. 10 million from a network worth 5. Yeah, I don't want to even do that, man. It's like whatever, man. Like I said, like they said, if it was 10, why shouldn't you say 12? It's your job to take control of the narrative. Like, bro, stop. Like, I'm not in the media, man. Y'all need to stop. Sorry, yeah, I did hear that. Sam is the truth. I met him in 2 fights and his son Brandon. Yeah, they're good dudes, man. They're goods, bro. What's going on, T? Orlando Pearson in the building. What's going on, man? How you feeling this morning? I'm not going to lie. Leo Santa Cruz get busy. Yeah, he gets busy, bro. He gets busy. But yeah, man, I got a lot of respect for Sam Watson, man. I really do. I'm not going to lie. And honestly, because I don't need anything. I'm not looking for money from them dudes. Jeff Campbell said, who keep dropping this bag off to Terry? Hey, nah, Terry is trolling. So, but he's not going to get me. I mean, he's very consistent with it, though, I must say. Fanon, continue to speak the truth. Some people are novice. Emmanuel, that's my man. Emmanuel, Ken Saw. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna speak my mind, man. You know, I'm gonna speak my mind. I just like, I don't know, man. I just have to fully accept, bro, that I'm just like not really like I'm not like what these other dudes are. So I'm really not all of them. Yeah, most of them. But so I'm really talking in a way that's like, I want to see some fights. Sam is straight up. I met him in Vegas in Wilder Fury and got a picture of him. Yeah, he's a good dude, bro. He's a good dude. Good dude, man. Very helpful. A great host. A great host at fights. We said we know. It's like the more I listen, because I try not to listen. Travis says, I'm glad to be back on your channel. Keep it up. Excuse me. Tonight should be a great fight. Yeah, it should be. It should be a great fight. Great night of boxing, man. Great night of boxing. Leo's a big duck too. Yeah, he is. Whole bunch of ducks out there, man. Above reproach for I mean, not really. I mean, you know, like, it's just the thing, man. I'm a boxing fan. And if you're in the media, like, you just can't have all of that. Like, I just don't believe in having your cake and eating it too. Like, if you're a promoter, you're a promoter. And I know you're a promoter. So you're speaking to me as your promoter. If you are a member of the media, then behave like a member of the media. If you're a fan, then behave like a fan. But don't act like you're a fan when you're really a promoter, right? Or act like like you're in the media when you're really a promoter, or act like you are a fan when you're really the media. Any of those things cause problems, because then the people that just think, oh yeah, that's my guy, that's my girl, we cool, we just talking, but you're not like, no. They're not, it's not like that. You know what I mean? It's not like that. What it is like is, oh, I'm talking to a reporter. So, okay, there should be a certain amount of, you know, things associated with that. If you're talking to a promoter, then you know full well, if you're, or don't say you're PR, you're media when you're PR. If you're the media, be the media. Right? And that's the problem with Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger is like PR. More as seems more PR than he is media. Travis Smith sponsoring the next 5 minutes. Thank you, bro. Travis Frazier in the building. Much love in that super chat, bro. Thank you, man. But I want to get back to boxing. Yeah. I'm glad. But Travis Frazier, I'm glad to have you back on the channel, man. Thank you, bro. Sounds like a powerful position to be in. It's very manipulative, which is why you get this stuff that's happening. It's just manipulative. There's a lot of power in manipulating. It's just manipulative is what it is. And there's a lot of that going on in YouTube. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on in Twitter. It's just manipulative, right? Like Rick Glazier. Rick Glazier will tell you, this is my business. I get paid to do this. And then he will release numbers that are just crazy for his opposition. But you know, oh, somebody's paying you to do this. Like, you know it. So there's a certain honor in him because you know full well somebody's paying him to do it. But anyway, back on that Bud stuff. As far as Bud goes, bro, like, hey, man, you may not like what people have to say, man, but either don't listen or give people what they want. That's it. You got dogs in your house. You're either going to have to feed them or eventually they will attack you. You know what I'm saying? You got a bunch of lions that you think you can pet and walk around and they're all happy. And they say, hey, here comes Terrence. And then just go about a week of not putting that meat out there. And then all of a sudden they'll be like, yeah, here he come. And they're going to rip you apart and eat you. It's just kind of how it goes, bro. That's for me. But look, I'm going to put a link in the chat in case anybody wants to chop it up. Bless you. Yeah, I don't do the pauses, bro. Y'all know perfectly well what I mean. Mike Coppinger is like a manipulating senator in the boxing community. I mean, what he did is he's kind of, to me, I don't have a lot of respect for the guy. Just kind of want to take a shower whenever I see something come out. Like, yeah, dude, who you working for this one, man? Like, what's your angle on this one? You know, what's your angle? You know? Kamal Oz in the building. What's going on, Kamal?
Hey, Fandom, can you hear me?
Clearly.
Hey, Fandom, just to clear things up on Andrade, proud that he's with the PBC. Al just showed, and Steven Espinoza showed that they're about making the best fights and mixing it up with the best fighters. Andrade had about 3 different chances to join the PBC and chose to go elsewhere. And they gave him another shot, and they gave him a shot where he didn't have any leverage, because when he lost that, or when he withdrew from that WBO eliminator, that pretty much put his market value at nothing, and they still brought him on. And so Andrade being in the mix at 168 is really interesting. We could talk about the Jermall Charlo fight, but Jermall's still at middleweight, so until he goes up to 168. That fight is null and void. And Jermall was going back and forth with Benavidez. That's a fight that I want to see as well. So when we talk about Andre, we need to talk about him in the circumstances of fighting the Benavidez plant winner. We need to talk about him in the services of fighting David Morrell Jr. and those other guys that are presently at 168 up and until Jermall moves up to 168. Did just want to clarify some things on Andrade. Again, good talent. But I did not like the fact that this time he pulled out of the fight with Zach Parker. And I know that Canelo would have never fought him, but Canelo would have been cornered like a rat with there's a Cuban guy who's his IBF mandatory. I forgot the guy's name. He's kind of unknown. The Benavidez plant winner, the WBC would have been under even more pressure to do something with that as is mandatory there. David Morrell Jr. as a WBA, but allowing John Ryder to kind of sneak in there and get that mandatory by beating Zach Parker, allow Canelo to weasel his way out of things, because Canelo would have been stuck with 3 different mandatories and then the Bivol rematch, none of which he wants, right? He wouldn't have taken any of those. So it would have been really hard. He would have gone into, maybe had to drop some belts if Andrade had just gone through with that Zach Parker fight. I know that, Fernandez, it's old news to me. I know he won't, Canelo won't ever fight Andrade, but it would have just put even more pressure on him and just had him really cornered. And he would have just had to drop belts like he did to duck Sergey Deverenchenko. All right, I'm going to buy this pay-per-view. I encourage everyone to do so. Thank you, Fernand. You have a good one.
Hey, you as well. Come on. Thanks, brother. Yeah, I looked at that. Oops. Yeah, I looked at that. I didn't. Are you talking about Esquiva Falco? Is that the Cuban guy that was because now Zach Parker is up at 168 pounds. I think, but maybe you're talking about like a little bit, maybe you're talking a couple of years ago at that point in time. I don't know, man. I think the zone came into play with a lot of that. Because if you have undisputed, if you have the belt for undisputed and he wouldn't fight you for undisputed, he also wouldn't fight Sergey Deverenchenko. So they stripped IBF, wound up stripping him from matter of fact, that's who stripped Canelo for the mandatory for at 160 was Sergey Deverenchenko. But yeah, anyway, that's interesting stuff. I've just kind of lost so much respect for Canelo and all that stuff, and I had no hope whatsoever for that fight to take place, that I didn't pay as much attention to it as I probably should have. Also, it's similar to like what I feel about what's going on with like BLK Prime. Like That's somebody asked me earlier what I think about BLK Prime. Well, I think right now they blocked a huge fight. Blocked a huge fight. So it's going to be interesting to see like who Terrence Crawford fights next. Like, so, if Errol Spence Jr. if Terrence Crawford takes a position that they're going to have to fight somewhere other than Showtime, or somehow that fight is going to get taken over to BLK Prime because they've got, these investors, and Errol doesn't, they're going to find some more money for Terrence Crawford to fight somebody else. That's why I'm so adamant about not really at a Wiley M. What's going on at a Wiley M? Ain't seen you in a minute, bro. I just haven't seen. I just don't see. Like I said, man, it just sounds it sounds familiar at the same time as like, I don't want to, but to say that it was kind of like when Bill Haney said that he wanted to, basically he was propositioning Gervonta to buy the Gervonta Davis fight. For Gervonta Devin, like, don't worry about the money. We got the guys with the money. We got people that are going to invest. We got people with the money. Look, man, these guys are not going to go for that, man. They don't need your money. Right? Now, on the point, though, of Demetrius Andrade going to the PBC, dude, those guys have saved a lot of people's careers, specifically those Cubans. And by that, I mean Erislandy Lara, Luis Ortiz, Guillermo Rigondeaux, Ramses Bartholomew. I thought they did a great job of getting those Cuban fighters, opportunities at championships, and also giving them the opportunity to continue to fight on a regular basis. Guillermo Rigondeaux has never fought as consistently as he has over the last few years, at the later part of his career, right? I mean, well past his prime, but he still gets fights, right? He had that pot blow up in his face, that pressure cooker blow up in his face, but he's right back, right back with another fight date. He had a fight date. He had a fight date before that. He had a fight date before that. But when he was going around with these other guys, man, he fought every blue moon, right? So it's like interesting how at the same time people say, these PBC fighters aren't fighting very much. You also have a group of fighters that in the later part of their career, they get more fights from the PBC than they ever had before, right? So like Luis Ortiz, and the fact that Luis Ortiz keeps getting fights, right? So, it's interesting, man. It's interesting. But like I said, man, I think a lot of that stuff is, people doing PR for people. So that's just Bud trying to blame. That's just Bud trying to blame Bud for bad sales number. He always tries to blame pirating. I mean, pirating is gonna affect people. It is affecting everybody. So stealing fights does affect people, but they're stealing Errol's fights too, right? Like, you can say that, yeah, they stole Canelo's fights. They stole Mayweather's fights. People were pirating Mayweather. It's not like people didn't have fire sticks in 2015. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like people weren't stealing, like that they didn't have the ability to steal fights in 2017, 2015. People were doing it then. Would go to these illegal streams back then. That's nothing new. But the question is, who is paying for your fights? Errol has significantly more people that are willing to pay for the fights. There are a group of people that are willing to pay for the fights. But it just doesn't seem, it just doesn't seem like they're willing to pay for his. The people that will pay are not willing to pay for his. But the people that will pay, or more of the people that are willing to pay, will buy his. Like, and this whole way to try to get him to the A side of it, like, that's just being tricky. Yeah, descramblers back in the day. Yeah, you did. Yep, there were descramblers back in the day. But dude, that's when you're talking about descramblers, you're talking about the 90s when the stuff wasn't on the internet. And the internet, is there. So you're just like, to me, all that is just some way you trying to find yourself to take control of the fight. Like, oh, no, let me be in control. No, not about to let you be in control. You've not earned the right to do it. You know what I'm saying? E-Money Bags in the building. Hey, and much love to everybody in the Super Chat, everybody in the Cash App. What's going on, E-Money Bags?
What's going on, fam?
Man, I can't complain about a thing. Waiting for these fights to take place today.
Yeah, man, it's a hell of a question. This remind me of my dad said something to me like this remind me of them old Don King cards
Definitely.
where like this everything is stacked. But when you think some of the dudes that I like it like this. But do you think like if you're like a Boots right now, are you encouraged by this or discouraged by this?
I said I don't understand your question.
Like, would you rather have like your own platform, like your own Saturday on Showtime, or is it better to be on the undercard of the pay-per-view?
Undercard of the pay-per-view.
Because you're gonna get like Tanks fans, right?
Because the people that buy fights are going to see you. The same group of people that we just talked about. The people that will actually buy fights. The people that will actually buy fights are going to see you. Versus the people that don't buy fights seeing you. So people like ESPN, you know what number, like there's going to be 1 million people that are rough 900 to 1 million people that will see you fight on ESPN. Or say like 200, 300, maybe 400,000 people will see you if he had fought on his own Showtime card. In this card, he's going to be seen by 300, maybe just say it's 350,000. Be optimistic, say 350,000 people buy it. He'll be seen by 350,000 people that are willing to buy pay-per-views. So when he takes a step up and he gets on pay-per-view, then he will have those people that are used to buying it being like, oh, okay, well, I'll buy his. So I think that's a big reason why Gervonta Davis sells well, because he was on the undercard of the second biggest pay-per-view ever, and it was in the lead-in fight, you know. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact why he has a crowd of people that are actually willing to pay that support him, you know. Errol Spence Jr. is kind of the same. I think Errol Spence Jr. may be a little bit different, but you know, it is what it is. That's what I think. So yeah, it's definitely better for him to do that than otherwise.
And also to go off what you were saying about Rigondeaux, Lou DiBella has said something about kind of like what you were saying on more of a broader aspect. It's like I feel like the platform is kind of changing where like a lot of these dudes are pricing themselves out of fights. And it kind of seems like the PBC is not going to really like let that go on for long and just like, hey, we're going to put on the guys that are ready to fight for the number we can pay them to fight at this moment. Like, and that's why I think a lot of these guys are sitting for 16 months. And I think it's about to be like two class of fighters where these like there's going to be guys where like, yo, damn, we just seen this guy 3 times in the last 14 months, and we haven't seen this guy once in 15 months. You know what I mean? I think a lot of these guys are pricing themselves out of fights, waiting for this supreme super big payday, and it might not never come. Like I think you got to. I think Boo Boo's showing the right way. Like listen, like this is of course this isn't the money I want right now, but this is going to lead to bigger and better things. I got to just take what I can get, and you know what I'm saying, you can't go broke making $1.
Hey man, bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Exactly.
You know, bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I think people are putting that on some people. I think that there's the reason that a lot of these people didn't fight this year was Terrence Crawford. I'm like, if that's what they all said. Like Keith Thurman said it. Like, hey man, whenever they get done with this negotiation, I'll get my next fight. Jerron Ennis said, hey, I would have had this fight. We were supposed to be on this card, but we're waiting for the fight for Terrence and Errol to get the fight agreed. Same thing was for everybody, pretty much everybody else. And immediately after that fight got done, there's a whole bunch of fights that got made, right? Immediately after Terrence Crawford set that fight on BLK Prime, there was a bunch of fights that were made. So, I don't know. I think we had a really good year last year. And I think that whole negotiation with Errol and Terrence held up Showtime's cards for this year.
What does that do for I don't know if I want to use the word ego, but what does that do for somebody like Bud? Because if he feels like him and Errol's fight can stop a whole the last quarter of Showtime's fights, does that help him going back into a negotiation? Because I know
it hurts him terribly.
I know you took the stance of with his last fight, which we all knew the fight was going to bomb. I think he knew the fight was going to bomb. Like anybody thought that fight was going to be successful, they're freaking retarded. But do you think, like, I know you took the stance of like coming in lower than what they came in. Do you think those guys really think they can make that fight coming in at a lower stance that they already took?
Look, man, I don't know. I don't know those guys. Like, I don't know Steven Espinoza. I don't know Al Heyman. I can't tell you what those particular guys will do, because their own personality and what they're willing to do is their tolerance for risk. That's them. I'll tell you just obviously from the outside looking in, that it's terrible for him, because they're not going to negotiate. If I was them, I would not spend any time negotiating with him. I would say, look, this is what we can offer you, and that's it. Are you going to accept it? Are you not? If he wants to counter offer, I'm immediately walking away.
So you wouldn't listen to a counter?
I wouldn't listen to any of it. I would say, look, we went through an entire negotiation. This is what we got. We got to this. This is what you said you agreed to last time. So, and then in the middle of the negotiation, you walked away somewhere else. So again, this is what you're being offered. No money up front and 35% of the pay-per-view. However, seeing as I need to see what numbers you did. Now, if you did 5,000 pay-per-views in your last fight, that's what you're worth. So you're not worth 35%, because last time I checked, 5% of 355,000 is, what is that? 3.5 is 1%, right? That's 1%. So if you did 5, what is that? Like 1.6%? Or no, that's almost exactly 1.5%. Your pay-per-view that you got over there did 1.5% of what Arrow's did. Your gate did 20%. Like if you did $1 million gate, Arrow over here can do a $5 million gate in Texas against nobody. So $5 million gate, $1 million gate. If you did $1 million gate, really, then I don't think he did, because I just saw that there was 16,000 people, or 6,000 people that bought tickets for Deontay Wilder's fight in the Barclays Center, and his gate was a $1.2 million gate for tickets in the Barclays Center in New York. So let's say his gate may have been somewhere around $600,000 gate. So you do a $600,000 gate. This dude does a $5 million gate. That's a little over 10%. And you're doing 1% of the pay-per-view. So for me, it's like, dude, you can't earn any money without us. We can earn a lot of money without you. You can't really get any money. You cannot generate any money without us. Now, if you got some angel investor or some, sugar daddy, if you got a BOK Prime sugar daddy, okay, go back to your sugar daddy. But that's not doing nothing for us. So to me, I would say, bring on Keith Thurman. Bring on Keith Thurman. And if I was gonna do the fight with you, I would immediately say, look, dude, it's a one-way rematch clause my way. You are going to get, I don't know. And I'm just talking about me with those numbers, looking at 5,000 pay-per-views or 10, 15,000 at the top, because ain't nobody buying that 120, 150 garbage. Okay. I don't believe it. Me. Yeah, you literally have to show me the cash in your bank to believe that. Okay. So if it was 15, still, dude, I'm giving you maybe 10% of the pay-per-view. So you get 10% of the pay-per-view. You're going to get no money up front. So how can you even make this fight? Because I'm not going to reward you for ducking out and ruining my whole half of last year. By let's start. Let's see how high we can go. Well, what if we go backwards and I give you that? How do I know that you're not? If I offer you 10 million, you're not just going to go and try to get them to offer you 10 million.
Like in the whole like the court of public opinion, which is not as important, but it plays a part in things in this business. Obviously, look how people come in at Terrence for what he did. If they would say that offer that you just said, if he would put that offer public, do you think the tide would turn to look at the PBC in a negative light, like they offered him 10%?
Watch, bro. I don't think they care. I don't think they care. And I told somebody that on my channel, like, well, what do you hear PBC's going broke? Those rumors. Like, dude, if I'm with the PBC, I don't care about rumors about me going broke. I care about if I am going broke. And the way that you make sure you don't go broke is you don't take a bunch of unnecessary risks, and you pay people what they're worth. So I'm not. You can tell me all day about how much you didn't pay Terrence Crawford $20 million. No, I didn't pay him 20. He ain't worth $20 million. You pay him $20 million.
But I think.
Hey, hold on one second. Adewale said, "Happy New Year for the Don. The FBI has made it very, very difficult to stream since the last Soccer World Cup. They seasoned hundreds of sites. Oh, that's what's up. That's what's up. Much love, Adewale M. Yeah, I knew they're going to break that. That blockchain technology is going to have a lot to do with that too. So, back to that stuff. Blockchain technology, my basic, very, very amateur understanding of it, that's also going to make it very, very difficult to stream. When they start running data through that type of situation where the original source has to be validated. And if you don't have a token associated with it, your signal won't go through. So I think that they really do have I'm telling you, that stuff is something. Thank you, Adewale M. What were you saying, brother?
Basically what I was saying was, as far as because I remember like when the fight was starting to get like some energy, like they was about to make the fight. I was always of the mindset that I think the fight's going to do above 500,000-600,000. I think the fight's going to be real successful, and some people seesaw and don't think the fight's going to be as successful. And I think secretly that Showtime feels the same way, because that's why I felt like they did pause a lot of the fights, because they want this big fight to happen. And I think I can see them offering the same thing that they offered him, the thing he walked away from, the 35%. And I think Bud's got to take it. You know what I mean? I think Bud knows he has to take that. I don't think Bud can walk in there trying to get any more than that. But I do think they know Bud has enough pride where he's not going to take anything less than what they already offered. But I think he would take what they already laid out. And I think that's fair at this point. But if they go in there with talking 10% with Bud, Bud's he's not going. Bud got too much pride to take it. Bud probably could be broken, probably wouldn't take that.
Hey man, I don't know what they would be doing. I see you, T. Orlando Pearson. I'm telling you, man, it ain't smart business to pay more people more money than you think that they're worth, in hopes that it will do well. Because public opinion does matter when you're selling pay-per-view, but on the real, not that many people know about all of this talk, because a lot of people they already know who buys pay-per-views. They know, and when I'm saying they know who's buying pay-per-views, they know the exact people, because they've already put on 30 pay-per-views. I don't know how many. I just say they've done 30 pay-per-views that may have ranged from 5 million, 4 million people buying them to 100,000 or 50,000 people buying them. Showtime and the PBC know who is going to buy the pay-per-views, because they've already bought them from them. They've literally had any and everybody not any and everybody, but the vast majority of people that will actually buy a pay-per-view have already bought a pay-per-view from the PBC. They've either bought them for Canelo Alvarez fight against Caleb Plant, or Canelo versus Floyd, or Floyd Manny, or Floyd versus Conor McGregor, right? Or Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury, 1 or 2. So all of those people that would buy have already bought from them. And so they know the buying patterns of people already. So what they're doing is they're going to bring you in. They're bringing Bud in to a group of people that they've already identified. They're not looking for new customers. They're looking to get the customers that they already had engaged in a fight that involves Bud. What Bud is doing over there on BOK Prime, or what BOK Prime would be doing, is trying to build that client list that the PBC already has. Top Rank does not have that. Top Rank has had, like, almost every big pay-per-view that Top Rank has had has involved the PBC.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
it's involved the PBC. They'd have bought that pay-per-view. So they can go over there, and they don't like, so that's why I don't think Bob Arum can sell a 120, but 150, something like that. Because those are the people that they have access to, and they know how to market, or better yet, that's the number of people that are going to consistently buy in their pool of people that they know how to contact, and they know how to convince to buy. If you have people on the PBC, and I think that has a lot to do with why the PBC numbers are higher than the pay-per-views for Top Rank, which is, there's no argument that they are similar to there's no argument. They don't do pay-per-view, and DAZN doesn't do pay-per-view, but the PBC does pay-per-view. And if they say, look, we know that I know of, for example, if take like a YouTube video, I can say, okay, if I put out a video and it does really well, and it really engages my subscribers, okay, I can get 50,000 people to watch my video. If I really, really, really engage my subscribers and then pull in people who are not regular subscribers, not regular viewers, right? If it's something that is kind of everyday type of thing, like, boom, this just happened. Okay, there may be 10,000, there may be 15,000 people that will do that, right? Now, if you are a channel that doesn't have as many subscribers or that many people that watch you on, you may do a video, it just really hits and gets the attention of a lot of people, and then you say, okay, boom, I got 50,000 views. Well, but then you do a video about that's not really attention getting, and then they may do 1,000, they may do 500, right? Because their core group of people that they can rely on to watch any and every video is like 500, right? And I say that because I've gone through that phase, right, of knowing, okay, man, if I do any video, 100 people will watch it, right? If I do any video, I know 1,000 people will watch it. If I do any video, I know 3,000 people will watch it. If I hit something that's really, really hot, I know 30. You know these things. So from just looking at the way that if it was me and it was more of a pay-per-view thing, I would say, okay, how many, if Bud Crawford, if nobody's interested in watching Bud, I mean, it's not an exciting fight. It's just something where you're buying it because of Bud. How many pay-per-views does he sell? 5,000. If it's not a really interesting fight, and how many but that not a lot of people want, how many pay-per-views will Arrow sell? 250. So you got the difference between 5,000 and 250,000, which means Arrow is playing with a much bigger pool. So if Arrow were to fight, now watch, this is where I mean this. If there's a fight that really interests people about Arrow, how many people would buy it from his pool? And say, oh, Terrence Crawford is really interesting. So what would the pool be? 500,000, 600,000, right? But whose fans are those? If you had to guess, you would say, well, let's just what do you call it? Use the same ratio, but just increase it. 250 to 5 goes to 510. Last time I checked, 510, right? 50 is 10% of 500.
When I bought the Porter Crawford fight, I had to like order like ESPN Plus or whatever with it or whatever. Does that so that like
matter, bro.
No, I'm just saying that to say that like Top Rank controlled that pay-per-view. They control that whole thing. Like PBC had nothing to do with that, right?
No,
They
nothing
fought, right?
to do with it.
and they did like 150. So shouldn't he at least get credit for that?
No, they lost money.
No, but we're talking about the amount of people that would buy a fight. Like he did
No.
150,000.
No.
Because Canelo showed us, like, you see when he was with the PBC and Caleb Plant.
Who did he fight, bro? Who did he fight?
Which one?
What are the names of the people that he fought to get those numbers? He did fight a PBC fighter to get the 135. Yeah, he did. He fought Sean Porter. That's a PBC fighter. Right?
Right.
You fought Amir Khan. Amir Khan fought on PBC cards. Yeah, he did. He has fought on PBC cards. The only one that was purely top rank was Victor Postal at 50,000. Victor Postal. Sean Porter has been on was on a pay-per-view with Errol Spence that did 150,000 more on the PBC than it did over there with Terrence Crawford over there in ESPN. It literally dropped in half when fought Bud.
Yeah, but the point
more than half.
Yeah, the point I was making though was, like, with Canelo being the biggest pay-per-view star, when he went to the zone to fight Bivol, his numbers went more than in half. He did like what, seven? Canelo, didn't he do like 750, 800,000 with Plant, and then Bivol they only did like 200 or something like that?
Exactly, because it's the PBC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you know that this fight where Errol's going to be on the PBC, be on Showtime PBC.
No, dude, Errol is the PBC. That's my point. You're not talking about Errol. This conversation is not about Errol. The conversation is about the PBC and Showtime.
Yeah.
And what they would do. They say, look, if I have Canelo, Canelo's going to do 800. If you have Canelo, Canelo's going to do 300. If I have you, Terrence, you may do 300. You may do 200. If you don't have me, you're going to do 5. So where does the value rest? The value rests in that scenario with the PBC. I don't need you. You need me. I don't need you because I can take somebody that ain't you and do the same thing. You need me.
But even you've admitted that if Bud comes over to the PBC, that the numbers that Errol usually does is probably going to get
That's because of Errol Spence Jr. Because you're sparking the interest of Errol Spence Jr. fans.
But Bud's a part of that, though, right?
Not because you're sparking the interest of Terrence Crawford fans. It's my fans. It's my fans. It's not your fans. Your fans are not going to buy. Your fans don't pay. My fans pay. All you're doing is coming, and all you're doing is going to take advantage of my fans.
So if you can do 300,000 with me, without me, but do 600,000 with me, I should. I'm participating in that. Like,
exactly.
I'm helping you double.
So exactly. So instead of getting paid for your 5, you're going to get 50. That's the percentage. You're going to get. You only sold 5,000. Okay. If you got 5, you got 70% of 5,000 or whatever you got out of that 5,000 pay-per-views. You're going to get more money because you're going to come over here and you'll fight for a percentage. With a percentage is going to wind up with you getting more money. Because the fight may do $50 million. If he say he got 5%, if he got 10% of $50 million, that's $5 million. Right? If you get 10% of 50, that's $5 million. If his pay-per-view didn't do 600,000, he didn't get paid $600,000 out of pay-per-views in his fights. He didn't make any money off those pay-per-views. If he sold, I don't care if he made 120,000. He didn't get paid any money because the best that they would have done is break even. They wouldn't even have broke even at 10. They would have lost. If he got paid 10, they lost money. So he didn't get any pay-per-view revenue. He might as well said, I'll fight for nothing. No money, no pay-per-view percentage. Because his sugar daddy, he got the sugar daddy money. They agreed to take a loss and play him.
Yeah, there's no way they took that fight thinking they were going to make money.
In business, I'm telling you, there's nothing about flopping that is going to increase your leverage. Nothing. If you flop, your leverage goes down. That's how it works. If you have Eddie Murphy was the biggest star, one of the biggest stars in Hollywood, until he had 3 movies flop. And then they're like, hold on, man, this one flopped, that one flopped, this one flopped. Bro, we're not paying you Beverly Hills Cop money. We're not paying you 48 hours money because you just did Norbert and Norbert flopped. It's just how it works, bro. Once you flop, you flopped. So there's just no way it's going to help you. If in my opinion, now again, there's the sugar daddy out there, right? I mean, or just say daddy out there. My son ain't got a job. Got some nice ass clothes though. Why? Because I chose to give him. My son drives a little BMW. Why? Because I own a little BMW. So he can drive that car. So he's got a nice clothes on that I bought. He's got a nice car that I paid for. The gas I paid for. The insurance I paid for. So when somebody says, oh, names my son, oh, my son is, oh man, he's rich. No, he ain't. First of all, we're not rich. However, if somebody was to say that, no, his daddy's rich or his mama's rich. That's the same scenario with Bud making $10 million, $5 million, or whatever it is with BLK Prime. Bro, you didn't generate no money. What money did you generate? Show me your income statement. Oh, hey, man, my son goes up and tries to rent an apartment. Oh, nice cars, nice clothes. Can you show me your proof? Can you show me your pay stub? So if they ask to see Bud's pay, they don't care about his pay stub. They talk, and on pay stub, I mean, show me how much money your fight made. Oh, my fight didn't. My fight lost $8 million. Then, brother, what? Your fought, oh, excuse me. Your last fight before we got into this negotiation, your fight lost $500,000. So now this fight that you just had, when you ducked out on this conversation, you went and lost $16 million? You lost $16 million? So you went from losing $500,000, Bud, to losing $16 million? I don't care. 120K pay-per-views times $40. So split it in half. That's 60,000 pay-per-views versus the 135 at 70 that he got before. And he didn't sell no 120,000 pay-per-views, bro. Ain't nobody buying that. Ain't nobody buying he did that. If he sold 15,000 pay-per-views and he made, and they had 10, and they paid, and that event cost the $16 million that they claimed that it cost. They made $2 million and they spent 16. That's $14 million loss. According to the information we have, the fight that he had with Sean Porter didn't even break even. But say they lost 500,000 and don't get ridiculous about it. And say he lost 500,000, right? That's why they're saying, look, man, it's going to be hard for us to make this deal, bro, because you're a great fighter, but you don't earn a lot of money, bro. Clint Everett, I'm literally talking to you about the business I'm literally talking to you about business. Ken Everett, I'm literally talking to you about business. If you lose that amount of money and you're trying to go back to a conversation you had before you flopped, bro, yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. Yesterday's prices ain't today's prices. Yeah, when you lost 500,000, we could think, okay, yeah, but you know, there was 120 if we priced the money right and all that. But what did you do next? You went off and lost 16. Bro, look, we're not really excited about making this fight because we don't think it's a big fight. We don't think you're a profitable fighter. We think that you've lost fight. Everybody that has promoted you for the last 3 years, 5 years have lost money on you. We don't want to join. Dude, if there was a stock out there and everybody said, hey, man, invest in this stock. Why? Because it lost me money. Hey, man, I lost a lot of money on this stock. You should buy it. Who does that? Hey, man, do business with this guy. What happened when you did business with him? I lost money. Exactly. So, Ken Everett, if it's about profitability, then why are you dealing with people that lose money? That's my point. That's my whole point. If you believe you can deal with them in a way that you think you can, where you think you can make money. That's it. If me and E-Money sat up here and did a live stream together and we say, look, man, we're gonna split the, I'm not even gonna do that because that's a bad example. John Bowie in the building said, busy working for some support. Shout out to everybody. Hey, thank you, brother. I mean, if I said that, bro, to you, what would you say? If I said, hey, man, I got a fighter, I want my fighter to fight your fighter.
Mhm.
Your fighter generates $10 million every fight, and my fighter loses $5 million every fight. And I say, hey, man, I want you to do business with my fighter, but I want you to pay him $10 million.
Yeah,
And
I totally 100% get what you're saying. I think the only
no, I don't need you to get it.
no,
you
hold
have
on,
to
hold on.
agree
Hold
with
on.
it
I
because
think
you
the
know
whole,
that's true.
yeah, but listen, I think the
You
only
would say,
thing.
what's the answer, bro? What would you tell him?
No, but hold on, I'm gonna answer you, but I'm just saying the only
No, just
the,
it's
hold
a
on,
yes or
listen,
no question,
hold on.
bro.
The only
It's a
the major hold on, the only major
Dude, you're
thing you're
fired.
missing.
Let me
Hold
tell
on,
you right
listen.
now. Your boss, if I'm your boss, you're fired.
Okay, that's fine, but
If
just
you
listen
got
to what I'm saying.
if you gotta hesitate, you're fired.
No, because I was gonna
If
say
I
before
got
you
a
even ask
fighter
that.
and it's $10 million, that makes me $10 million, and you got a fighter that loses $5 million, and you say in their fight loses $5 million, but they want $10 million to fight you, but they don't generate
But
money, they lose money,
but
and
for
you
now,
gotta think about it.
for now, my question to you about that is always going to be this.
Ask
Hold on,
the
listen.
question
Hold
after.
on, for now, please
Ask
let
the
me.
no. Ask your question after you answer mine. I will answer your question after you answer mine.
Say
In
it one more
that
time.
scenario, would you pay that man $10 million if he lost $5 million in his last fight?
See, I can't say what I want to say because it's taken from what I want to say.
Because you know why? You can't say what you want to say because the answer is no.
Okay, so
and you just don't want to say no.
No,
just say no.
It's not about saying yes or no. The point
it is. It's a yes or no question.
Okay, so no, But
Thank you.
Okay, now listen to what I'm saying. If he's been losing money, you were right. You showed up all his last 4 or 5 fights. He's been losing ample amounts of money. But they still chose to negotiate with somebody that loses all this money and stop 6 months worth of their shows for a guy that loses all that money. It's because they know it's a possibility.
No, not for him.
Fight could blow it out the water. It is for him too.
No, they did not. They did not negotiate 6 months for him. They negotiated for 6 months for Errol.
No, they did not.
Because they did. Errol said, "I want to fight him."
Why?
The PBC The PBC already said. They already said they could take it or leave that fight.
But they didn't.
Because Errol wanted it. Because their biggest name fighter wanted that fight. So
why?
They were
because
like,
Errol said that this is the biggest money fight for me.
They want Errol Spence Jr. for that fight. They cared about Errol Spence. They do not give a rat's hat about Terrence Crawford. They don't care about Terrence Crawford. They care about Errol.
Fernand, the reason why they sit here and keep negotiating with Terrence Crawford is they know this fight has a possibility to do mega numbers. Then they know this fight has a possibility. Even he puts up a whole bunch of trash by himself. They know that this fight has a possibility to do bigger numbers than Errol can do with anybody else. Is that not true? Yes or no?
I have no idea because Bud flops. I have no idea if he does.
Now you're not being fair.
I know. I'm telling you flat out. I'm telling you the dead truth. I have no idea what Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence will do because Bud Crawford flops on pay-per-view. A lot of people do not watch his fights. He does barely better numbers on free ESPN than Devin Haney and Teofimo Lopez do. That's a fact. He did 1.2 million views on the last time that he was on ESPN, and Teofimo Lopez did 900,000 on a free fight. I don't know if that fight is going to do well. That's the truth. I don't know. So you don't either. We're guessing.
No, I didn't know. Yeah, of course. That's the point I'm making. We most definitely are guessing.
That's a big risk.
It is a big risk. That's the problem.
So why would they take a big risk?
Because that's what they're setting themselves up for. 35%.
No,
hold on, listen.
They're not taking. No, they're not.
Hold on,
They're not up there taking risks,
brother. You're not letting me go.
No,
Can I just say this one thing, please, brother? Listen, you just under the numbers that you just listed. I think you said the one fight just lost 14. The fight before that just lost 5 million. The other fight before that lost 500,000. At that, if Bud Crawford was going to take what they offered, which was 30. Now I'm gonna ask you a yes or no question. If I have a fighter and I say he just lost 14 million, he just lost 5 million, he just lost 500,000, but give my fighter 35%, would you do it?
Say it again.
You just said my fighter has lost 14 million, then he lost 5 million, then he lost 500,000. You said you reported. Well, I ain't gonna use the word report. You told us, you gave the information you provided us that they were either A, willing to give Bud 35% or give him 10 million up front. Would you give me either of those offers, knowing I just lost 14 million, then 5 million, then 500,000? Would you offer me those fights? Would you offer me those numbers?
Let me make sure I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
If a fighter, let me repeat it.
Okay, go ahead.
If a fighter lost $14 million in a fight.
You said that because that's what you said, right? You said he lost 14, right?
No, I did not say that.
You said the fight.
I didn't say he made. Excuse me. I didn't say he lost 14 million. Then he lost 10 million. Then he lost 500,000. That's not.
You said the last fight was 16 and he only made 2. That's a $14 million loss.
So you have to reverse the order and say he lost 500,000 and then he lost 14 million.
Okay, let's just go with the 14. Let's just to make it easier. So if I said that I have a fighter, you said, Eddie, what's your last fight? What did your fighter do in his last fight? I said, well, we put up 16 and we only made $2 million, so we're negative 14. But you're willing to offer me either A, 35% to fight your biggest star, or you said that when they were talking about guarantees, they were willing to come up to $10 million. If you, Fanon, would you, if I said that I just lost $14 million, would you offer me 10 million or 35%?
Okay, but can we get this analogy straight? Because your comparison is off.
It's not.
First of all, it is, because in the situation with Errol Spence,
you just won't answer my yes or no. You're doing what I was doing to you.
The answer to what you said is no. The answer to what you said is no. Okay? No, I would not.
But they did.
They did not.
Okay. All right.
You know why? Because they offered the 35% before he lost the 14 million. He offered the 35% off of the 500. He just lost the 14 million. He withdrew from the negotiations to lose the 14 million. Before that, he had only lost a little bit of money, according to my example, against Sean Porter. The 35% came off of him losing 500,000, not him losing 14 million, which is my point. Since he just lost 14 million, no, I'm not giving him 35%. No way. You put those things out of order. You said if he had lost 14 million, then he had lost 10 million, then he had lost 5 million, would you give him 35%? No. If he had lost 500,000, no, and there was no guaranteed, no upfront money, and he was going to get 35%, and I thought, yes, because you know what 35% is? 35% is what Errol will agree to, because I don't get any money out of that. Errol gets that money. So if Errol decides out of his pay-per-view that he wants to do 35-75, that's on him. But your situation, you turn the numbers around. You turn the numbers around in your example. You said if he was 14 and 10 and then he lost 500 in his last one, would I do that? Would I give him that? No, wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't even do it in that scenario. But if he had lost 500,000 and 500,000, right? But it was somewhere near break even, and there was some way for the revenue to be a good amount of revenue, but I believe that I could keep my costs low, and that means I'm paying him a low guarantee, and I'm giving a percentage of the revenue that's brought in, then yeah, I may do that. But if you lose me $14 million, I'm not giving you no $10 million guarantee. No chance. But to be very clear, you did not use my example. You reversed it. So Mr. Clown here, who's about to get thrown out, talking about how I got exposed. No.
I said exposed. You talking about me?
No. This other clown whose name I'm about to throw out. Because I mean this very sincerely. If you are doing business with somebody and you make an offer to them.
Stop it.
And you make an offer to them. And you say, and they go somewhere else and they wind up losing a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Or their work winds up being very bad or whatever have you, and you come back, dude, you're in a different scenario. You have now flopped. So just like an actor that was a A-list actor who did a gigantic movie, like I use the Eddie Murphy thing, where Eddie Murphy makes $100 million for a film because his movie generated $1 billion, and then for five straight movies, they lose money and they don't generate revenue. You're not going to get the same amount of money. Cash, kick rocks. Hey, John Boy, but look, let me ask you a question about this, E-Money. Mm-hmm. If you had a live stream, mm-hmm, and all of a sudden you started talking to somebody and everybody stopped super chatting, would you continue the conversation?
You say that again?
If you had a channel where if you let somebody on and you start talking, and then all of a sudden people all leave your chat and they stop and nobody super chats, right? Which is how you pay for it. Right, what would you do? What would you do?
I feel like you about to play me right now, bro. If you just want to end the conversation, just say that, bro. Come on,
I'm not going to end the conversation. I'm just doing a real life thing.
Yeah, you know
bro,
what I would do.
If you're not, like, if Gervonta Davis, if Gervonta Davis jumped on my channel right now and switched for me or you, these numbers are going to go up. The amount of support the channel gets is going to go up. But you need to have two people on here to talk. I'm telling you, the two people for an event is not equal value. Terrence Crawford is replaceable for Errol Spence. He's replaceable. Errol Spence is not replaceable for Terrence Crawford. Not.
I totally agree with that.
Hey, business is about documentation, not belief. That's not true at all, bro. There's a lot of documentation in belief. There's a lot of belief in it. But what they'll do is they will project. No, I wasn't insulting him. I was kind of playing with you a little bit. But
yeah, I knew it was coming. I ain't stupid.
No, I was playing with you a little bit. Like, bro, I just mean this. I'm telling you, like, for real. If you ask me that question about, because I'm not about to put you off the channel, brother, never. If you ask me a question about Bud at the front, because let me be very clear, business is business. Doesn't matter if it's boxing. Mm-hmm. Okay, so all you clowns that talk about you don't know the business of boxing, bro, business is business. There are management consultants, and their whole job is to consult businesses. Any and every business, it doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. And I worked for several years as a management consulting, working on teams that advised businesses on how to operate more efficiently and how to remain profitable. I can tell you how the PBC operates, and I almost guarantee you they're not losing money because they have very low guarantees. They give, I guarantee you, when you see the guarantee that comes out for Gervonta Davis's guarantee is going to be less than $3 million. Probably going to be around $1.5 million guaranteed. The rest of it is going to be whatever he kills, he eats. When you operate under a model that you eat what you kill, you do not go broke. He has enough money to guaranteed up front, enough money to handle all his operating costs. He has camp he has to pay. He's got a trainer that's got to pay. He's got electricity he's got to keep on. So that is the money that they give him. The million 1.5. You can operate on that. And then afterwards, when the gate receipts come in, when the pay-per-views come in, then you're going to get a percentage of that. You're going to get a percentage of the profit of that. That's business, period. It works the same way with salesmen. You go in and you work for a salesman. If you have a staff of salesmen, right? And you say, look, dude, I'm going to pay you on commission, right? What's your costs? Very little, because the only time you pay them is after they sell something and you collect the money. That's very little cost associated with that. You can, as long as you get enough money coming in to pay your light bill, to pay your rent on your, and nowadays you don't even need that, because you don't need a central office anymore. You literally can have people working at their homes and they can work for you as a 1099. So it means all of their expenses that they have become tax deductible for them. So you're not even dealing with that. They're dealing with, so that's why I'm telling these people that say they're going broke. It's like, dude, they don't even have a business model. Their business model it basically doesn't even allow for that, because they're dealing with 1099s. They don't even have regular salaries with these people. They're more than likely are not paying Sam Watson a salary. They're not paying Kelly, what's her name? I always forget her name. Forgive me. Kelly Swanson. They're not paying a salary for that. Those are independent contractors that come in and work for just that deal. So they have to pay the expenses associated with any particular event. So when the network pays them money, they can take that money and pay their expenses. And then after that, when they get the work, they get their profit off of what they produce. So when I'm looking at what Terrence Crawford is asking for, Terrence Crawford wants to be the payment. He wants to be the salesman with a big office. And it's like, hold on, man. You want me yet? I need for you to pay me a salary of $10 million before you collect a penny. And God, what happens if the event doesn't do well? Oh, well, if the event doesn't do well, then you just lose money. That is the business model that Terrence Crawford had with Bob Arum, which is an antiquated, that means old, antiquated business model for you to treat your fighters like they're employees and give them big guarantees. And Bob Arum and Top Rank said, look, no, we're not doing that anymore. We will do a fight-by-fight basis. We will decide exactly how much money we want to put. If anybody's at risk of going broke, it's Top Rank. Because Top Rank has a budget coming to them from ESPN. And if ESPN ever cuts their budget, they are a 99% budget, probably, or 100% budget of ESPN, where the majority of the money getting paid to Gervonta Davis, to Errol Spence Jr., to Deontay Wilder, to Luis Ortiz, and to everybody else that's on pay-per-view. The majority of the money being paid to them comes directly from the fans. So they need the interest. So you ask me, would I do it? I'm telling you, the answer is no. I'm not gambling like that. I'm not doing it. I'm not buying a big office and saying, look, hey, I want to open a restaurant. That's why restaurants are the worst businesses. And they fail so much, because in order to start a restaurant, you got to have a lot of operating cost. You got to hire, you got to get a building. You got to redesign the building. You got to have a staff of waiters. You got to have a staff of cleaners. You got to have chefs. You got to buy all of the materials and hope somebody walks in. Versus a business model that if you're dealing with, like, look, man, it doesn't cost me much to do it. Hey, it just doesn't cost much. A service-oriented business will have a lot less cost. So yeah, bro, that's why I say no. That's why I say no, I wouldn't do that. But the long answer to that is, I mean, that's a very long answer, but man, no, dude, he's in a bad position because he wants to be paid. He wants to be paid up front. And that means all the risk is sitting on me. Isn't it? All the risk
right,
is on
right.
me. And dude, everybody that took a risk on you lost money.
Do you think the things that Errol says helps his position though?
That Errol said helps his position?
Yeah, like when you know, like we always
It's
like
the only thing he has. The only thing Terrence Crawford has is their desire to keep somebody profitable with them. That's it. You have an employee, just take the same example, and you have somebody that one of your salesmen that makes a lot of money for you.
your best salesman.
Your first or second best salesman.
Right.
Right? Who is Errol? What does Errol do? Errol, I can put Errol in Dallas, Texas. And Dallas, now we get we'll do $5 million off the gate. I can have him fight any one of my fighters, and we're gonna do we're gonna do basically like $20 million of revenue for the fight, right? So we're looking at like $25 million in revenue anytime Errol Spence Jr. sets in the ring. Gross revenue. So, and there's not a lot of guys in boxing that can do that. And he's also willing to operate off commission because that's what he's doing. Errol's operating off a commission. So I got basically a commission salesman that takes a very small advance to cover his operating expenses. And then he says, look, dude, I'm not going to take a $30 million fight for you unless you give me the fight with this guy. Because I want a $75 million fight, but I want to fight this guy. So now you have to weigh it. And you say, well, I got to give him what he wants because we do need to make money. And if we don't have him fight at all, and we don't have, or say our top three salesmen, right? If we don't have Errol fight, if we don't have Deontay fight, if we don't have Gervonta fight, then dude, we're not earning any money. We're not going to get paid off of any commission. So we got to we got to give him what he wants. Got to give him what they want. So you go and he's like, okay, I'll negotiate with him. We'll see what we can do. And you sit down and talk to him. But you in your mind are thinking, okay, bro, how can I make money off this? We think that Errol can generate, and I mean Errol. And I'm talking about what I think about my salesman. I think if my salesman can make $75 million off this, and I'm going to get a cut. So let me start talking to him. And this guy starts saying, yeah, I'll do it, but I need for you to risk 15 on me. I need you to risk 22 on me.
Now, when you were saying the 75, were you saying 75 with anybody or 75 with Bud?
No. I think I could means there's a possibility, right? Mm-hmm. So at the very least, I'm going to do 30.
Okay.
Because I know Errol. Errol gets me 30 every time out the door. So what I'm willing to believe will happen is 30. I believe in 30. 75 is a potential. Like it could go there. Like there is no ceiling on it. It could go to 60 billion, right? But realistically, at the very highest elm of what I think it'll do, it may do 70 if everything goes right. But 30, 100% it gets to 30. Maybe 5% chance it gets to 75. So what am I willing to risk on? I'm willing to risk that it'll do 40. I'm willing to risk that. Then that's about as much as I'm gonna risk. Okay? Because I can't lose no money. So I'm thinking there's an extra 10 million to the table. I'm willing to bet there's an extra 10 million to the table that he brings. I'm willing to bet on that. So what are you going to do? You're going to give him $10 million? You're going to give him a $20 million guarantee? No. You're going to give him a $15 million guarantee? No. Are you going to give him a $5 million guarantee? Okay, yeah. I'll give you a $5 million guarantee. The highest I'm willing to go is 10. A penny over 10, it's over. A penny over 10 million is over for me. Because I got to meet my bet not to lose money. I'm not into losing money. I'm not going to do that. So I'll take what's my percentage that it'll get to 40? I feel like it's 80% that I'll get there. So maybe I'll go to the 10. That's it though. At 15, Errol, if he asks for 15, I can't make the fight, bro.
When Bud was asking for 10, was he still getting back in after 10? Like if as long as they made, like say they made the 75, well, after 10, was he still getting money?
For me doing the deal, bro, I would say this. If it was 10, I would say I'm going to pay you a percentage of the pay-per-view after I get my money back.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get any money off that pay-per-view until this fight generates at least $40 million. At $40 million and $1, then we can start talking about what percentage of the pay-per-view you're going to get. But you're not getting anything until we make 40. Just like Errol, you're not getting anything until I get my money back. Because then we're breaking even. And now we're talking about all the stuff over the top. So I know I don't lose money, right? But I would say that plus my profit. Because I got to make some money too. So if it costs me 40, I'm not paying you anything till I get to at least 44. From 44, because that's a 10% return on my investment. Right? My cost plus a 10% ROI, and that's kind of low. I might even say a 20% ROI, right? But say if you think you can make 10% on your money, was it worth it to me? Yeah. If I'm making 1% on my money, it's not worth it for me. Because I could have stuck my money in the bank and made that. So if you paying me less than 15%, 10 to 15% return on investment, it's not worth it for me. So if the costs are 40, then you got to give what's 15% of the 40, right? That's 6. So you got to get to 46 before I give you any of the pay-per-view. After the pay-per-view, then we can figure out what the deal is. Because I've made my money, then whatever Errol and you guys decide it is, cool. But then Errol would be the one then saying, hold on now, let's talk about this pay-per-view. Because that's what we getting paid off of, really. Since what we getting paid off is a pay-per-view, I'm going to give you, Errol can give you what Errol thinks is fair. But since you don't sell any pay-per-view, and Errol's got other people he got to pay, and the reason he's taking it is to make money just like you. If I'm Derek James or his manager, which Al Heyman is his manager, because guess what Al Heyman gets paid off of? Al Heyman gets paid 10% of what Errol makes. So if I'm Al Heyman, I say, look, bro, you got to make money. I got to make money too. You give him 40% of the pay-per-view, you're going to lose off of what you should make. You may lose fast, like you're giving him $5 or $6 million. You think this fight's worth you handing him $5 or $6 million? Like, what if it winds up he wants a percentage where Errol will wind up making the same amount of money on pay-per-view that he would Keith Thurman? Right? Because Keith Thurman is willing to give, Keith Thurman may sell less, but he's taking a reasonable percentage. So you could actually make more money fighting this guy than you'll make fighting him. So you got a loss, you got an opportunity cost loss. Right? So like I'm saying, like you guys want to talk business, that's business. What opportunity cost is there for Errol? If he decides that he's going to give Terrence Crawford 35%, and Terrence Crawford just did 5,000 pay-per-views. And then he winds up that he doesn't do the number that he thinks he can make. Because it winds up that that it was real, that Terrence Crawford really isn't a draw, that he really isn't bringing in any extra type of people to the table. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, that flop is major. because you have to deal. You really do have to think. Everybody said, well, it's business for Errol. It's business for everybody. It's business for Steven Espinoza. It's business for Al Heyman. It's business for Errol. It's business for Derek James. It's business for Errol Spence Sr. and all of the sparring partners and everybody in Errol's camp too. And if you're not generating money, bro, you're telling everybody else that they need to take all of the risk, and all you want to do is show up and get paid. If that's the case, you'll get this, and that's it. Because I'm not going to bet on that. It's not a good bet. Like, it's kind of like saying, hey, man, we got to fight with Gervonta Davis and Hector Cruz. Yeah, Hector Cruz could knock out Gervonta, but how much money are you willing to put on it? How much money are you willing to put? I'm not talking about win or lose. I'm talking about something where it's like it could happen. He could Hector Cruz could knock out. Let me get it off of a real situation so we don't put no negative energy out there, right? Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis could knock out Deontay Wilder in one round. It could happen. But how much money are you going to put on that? Your rent? No. That's just bad business. And Bud's asking, when I say that Bud is bad business, I don't mean it's bad business for him, because him getting a bunch of upfront money for fights that ain't going to generate that much money is great business for him. It's great business. If I can pay $5 for this cup and sell it to you for $30, that's great business for me. If I can earn $50 million and you're going to lose $100 million giving it to me, no problem. That's great business for me. The problem with Bud, seems to me, is that he's not willing to make good business for both parties. When you enter into a negotiation with somebody to mutually make money, it is not a competition. It's not a competition. It's not, oh, I need to get more than Errol does, and Errol's going to treat. No, it's sit down. How much money can be made? How much do you think this fight is going to generate? How much money do I think this fight is going to generate? Where's the value? This is what I need to fight. And if what you need to fight is $10 million, then you say, okay, you need $10 million for this fight. Okay. Well, let's see how we can get to that. How can we get to that? How can we ensure that this generates enough money for you to get that way? Because guess what I can't do? I can't lose money. I can't afford to lose money. So how do we do this? Okay, if we think that it's going to be this much, okay, take less money up front, take a higher percentage. Because you taking a higher percentage allows you to make more money on what you guys call the back end. I call the money that you generate, the actual money that you generate. You get it, but it's less risk for me. So if we really, really, really get out there and promote and do everything we need to do, we can get this fight big, and you can make you can make the money you want to make. But at the same time, I don't have to fret every night because I have to take a ton of money out of my bank account in order to make it happen. I can do what I need to do. I can invest in the marketing. I can do all of this and know that if nothing goes wrong, I don't go broke. Because that's not a risk Terrence has. That's not a risk Errol has. That if they go in and they get guaranteed money, or if they don't get guaranteed money, that they're going to go broke. Nobody's going to come up and say, pay me, you owe me. With the PBC and people that actually invest the money, people will come to them and be like, you owe me. I don't care if it didn't make nothing, you still got to pay. If the fight doesn't do what Terrence Crawford thinks it does, it's not like he's going to lose money. So even when he says I'm taking all of the risk, Bro, you're not taking any of the risk. There is no risk in that. Other than if you say, I had operating costs that were associated with this fight. I had to pay these people and I didn't get any money. So now I'm in the hole. But how much money is that? $200,000, $300,000, $400,000? Right? So his risk is that they don't generate enough pay-per-view for him to get his $400,000 back. That's no risk compared to asking Al Heyman or Eddie Hearn or you or me to give you $10 million before you walk in the ring. Huge risk. Now, if you're Michael Jackson, shit, that ain't no risk. Oh, really, Mike? How much you need? Hey, man, I just popped out of the grave, baby. I'm ready to get a concert on. Oh, bro, no worries, man. How much you need up front? Man, just give me 10 million. No worries. Hey, give me 10 million after I make my first appearance, baby. Man, we're gonna make, oh my God, I know we can sell them tickets. Why? Because you always do 10 million. You can do 10 million in your sleep. That's why. So nah, bro, flopping is never good from a business aspect, man. Hold on, let me get these three things, man. Gary Rand said, Noob, do you think Errol will fight Boots at 147 or we fight him at 147? 154. I think it'll probably be at 154. Only the strong, much love in that super chat. Only the strong DKK said, oh no, DKK is from Denmark. Shout out to Denmark. Only the strong from Denmark. He said, it feels like the Bud and Spence hype is slowly dying. Boots is slowly taking Crawford's part against Spence. Good to see you. And that's what they're trying to do. That's what they're trying to do, brother. They're trying to ship that over there. I want Terrence and Boots. I'm telling you, Terrence and Boots is perfect. Because everything that Terrence wants, he can get from Boots. No joke. There's nothing that Errol wants that he can get from Boots. Nothing. And let me explain by that what I mean by that. He fights Boots, it's not for undisputed. So he doesn't get undisputed. If he fights Boots, it's going to do the same, around the same numbers or less than if he fights Keith Thurman, right? So financially, it doesn't do anything for him. As far as adding to his belts, it doesn't do anything for him. But for Terrence, it does a lot for him. It's a fight that people actually want to see. That's my opinion. Kamal Oz shot me down. Stagger the pay-per-view. Stagger the percentage. If they do 270K or under, Bud gets 30. If they do 271, it's 35. 30, 51, it's 40. Nah, those percentages will go lower. Nah, bro. You stagger that the opposite way. You stagger it the opposite way. Because what you're doing is you're paying, basically, if you do that, you are penalizing Errol for his success. That will never work, Hunter Young. Because think of your Errol. The better I do, the lower percentage I get. The more I do, the lower percentage that I get. I would never agree to that, Hunter Young. No. We're going to sit on a set. We're going to do a set. You can get a bonus, though. If our gross revenue or our net, whatever you want to do, gross revenue exceeds $75 million for the fight, I will give you an extra I'll give you a $5 million kicker. But ain't no way in the world I'm going to give you a higher percentage as it goes up. I'm going to give you a lower percentage as it goes up. If there's anything staggering, it's going to go down. Because because you continue to make more money, but the person that is really responsible gets more money. You got to keep that even all the way across the board. Ain't no way, bro. Kamal said, Fernand taking suckers back to school all day, bro. These dudes don't know business. You talk like you know business. You don't know no business. Everybody's in business, man. All these dudes. I'm here for the boxing, bro. He said I'm late, but here's something for the channel. Salute Fernand. Hey, brother, thank you, man. Big time, bro. Any more questions? Zenith 360. Hold on. Black Preacher Man Sports Cave says, Salute Fernand, you making sense as usual. I would only pay Bud a flat fee. There is no back end, especially after he screwed me and lied on me, and it's only because I want that strap. I'm telling you, the only reason I would be talking to him is because of Errol. That's it. Only reason I would be talking to him is Errol. Because the risk on my part is huge. I'm like, first of all, I could lose my salesman. My salesman loses the fight, his value goes down. So, and this guy's ain't even signed to me. This guy's a free agent. So he decreases my value. He decreases the value of my salesman, right? Which is likely. It could happen. He's going to take all the belts and he goes. That is stupid business. But if you want to keep Errol happy, then you got to do it. But you're not going to take the chance of losing the value of Errol and the chance of losing money while Terrence Crawford, the only risk that he takes at all is having to get a rematch and do it twice. His only risk is that he got to do it twice. Take advantage of me twice. Man, him turning down that deal is one of the dumbest shit I've ever thought of. Nah, I thought of dumber. Black man Caleb says, Sloofanon, you making sense as usual. I only pay Bud a flat fee, and that is no back end, especially after you screwed me and lied on me. It's only because you want that strap. I'm telling you, black man preacher Caleb, Cass should have walked him out the door, bro. Cass will walk you out the door for a lot less. And you ghosted me. I did all of that, and I did lose money. And watch this. If I'm Al Heyman, and I'm not going to say if I'm Al Heyman, and just the negotiation cost me money. I had lawyers. I paid lawyers' fees to negotiate with you. I had all kind of opportunity costs that I absorbed because my fighters couldn't fight. There could have been a $23 million fight that I could have made with Errol Spence Jr. and somebody else during that same time frame. And I missed it because you backdoored me. There's already sunken cost. Isn't there? Think about it. You know what sunken cost is? Sunken cost is the amount of money that you've invested already in a project. So how much sunken cost is there? You got the fact that all of you couldn't get Jaron Ennis a fight. You couldn't have a Jaron Ennis card. You had to delay a Gervonta Davis card. You could have had you didn't have any cards for 4 months. And you ghosted me. So all of those fights where I could have made money, and then watch this. The people that screwed me then turn around and use their screw job as a way to try to get my fighters from me. Think about it. The fighter, the BLK Prime, and the people that are riding with BLK Prime are running around talking about how the PBC didn't have any money and how long their fighters didn't get. How long their fighters didn't fight. So not only did you prevent me from earning the money, you then go to a competitor that then uses what you did to me as a way to steal more money from me. I wouldn't deal with y'all dudes. I wouldn't hit you in the head with a 30-foot stick. Get out of my life is what I would tell you. I would to your face. Get out of my life. You calling me broke because my fighters didn't get fights. But at the same time, you were blocking the major fight that I had going on. So it delayed all my other projects, and then you cut out on my major projects, and then you go and approach the people. You go and approach the people who income you held up, blame me, and try to get them to come to you. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Let's be honest. I bought the pay-per-view to watch Boots and Boo Boo, Tank fighting some lucky alt. That's what's up. I'm glad that you like that. Hold on one more second. Aaron Muhammad said Bud is a promotional hip to kryptonite. Great live today. A little support, bro. Thank you, Aaron Muhammad. So you understand what I'm talking about, E-Money?
Yeah, I'm with you. I just always come from the Bud point of view. I like to look at both sides, man. I get it.
Yeah, his side is this. And I'm just talking about me. I would tell that nigga to hit the door, man. Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you. Get out of my face. And I mean it. You cost me a lot of money, bro. You cost me a lot of money. And wasn't even honest, just could have told him. If he would have told him and said, hey, man, you know, I'm negotiating with you and you. Okay, no worries, brother. Because that means, hey, good, go fight with them. Go fight with them.
That's a good ethics. That's a good ethics conversation. Like you felt like, because I feel the same way. You felt like he owed him to tell them that.
Bro, that's not ethics. I mean, it is ethics, but it's more money. It's more money. You know you're not going to fight this guy. And you didn't tell him, which means he's passing up opportunities to earn a living. That's like somebody having a job and you're holding out, yeah, man, I'm going to hire you. We got a $150,000 offer for you. You know, hey, we just trying to wipe up the paperwork. You know, don't worry about it. It's going to be there. This guy got other employers calling him saying, hey, man, I offered you 120. That's as high as I can go. Another person says, hey, man, I offered you 130,000, but that's all I can go. But you got a guy saying, hey, man, I'm going to pay you 150. Don't worry. The paperwork's in the mail. You turn down the two other job offers. And then when you say, okay, where is it? You're like, oh, man, we went a different way. You can't go back to those other people and get that $130,000 job or that $120,000 job. If you would have just told me you didn't hire me, I would have had a job. So now I don't have a job because you just wouldn't be honest enough to tell me that you were considering hiring someone else. That's all you had to say, that you were looking at someone else. That's it. Then it would have been my choice to say, okay, well, look, my time frame is up. Go ahead and take that other one. No, you told me it was done. You told me you agreed. You said you agreed to terms. But you didn't. You lied to me to keep me from accepting another job. And now those people are now mad at me because they had extended themselves with their bosses to get me the money because they wanted to compete with your offer. And then I turned them down. So now they look like fools. I'm broke. And you got your guy down to whatever salary it was that you wanted to get the guy that you wanted to hire all along. You got him down from $200,000 to $180,000. But you never intended to hire me the entire time. You're a piece of shit. That's what Bud did. That's what Bud did. When he said that he knew that offer was on the table and they never gave any information to the PBC about BLK Prime, but gave BLK Prime all the information about the PBC. He screwed Errol Spence. But he didn't just screw Errol Spence Jr. He screwed Derek James. He screwed every undercard fighter on that card. He screwed the PBC. He screwed Showtime. He screwed them all. Because he wanted to be in control and wanted his money up front. Because he didn't want to take any risk. He wanted them to take all the risk. Take more risk than they were willing to do. And then said he accepted a compromise that he didn't accept. And I told y'all when he made those videos, he didn't accept nothing. Because if he accepted it, it would have been done. So no, bro, if it's me, we had a long conversation about your question. But if it's me, I would tell Bud Crawford to go let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. I'm about to go fight Keith Thurman because he's going to show up. Well, why do you want to fight Keith and not Terrence? Because Keith will show up. Because I've never heard of Keith Thurman saying he was going to fight someone, he agreed to all the terms, and then all of a sudden leave. That's why I'll go fight Keith Thurman instead of you. Yeah, you're a better fighter. And yeah, you may I may have a potential to earn more money with you. And yeah, I'd be the undisputed. But guess what? I don't have to worry about with Keith. I don't have to worry if he's actually going to show up. If it was me, I would never do business with Bud again. Ever. Because I promise you they lost money on Bud. I promise you. Between the actual money that they spent their lawyers to draft agreements, the time Al Heyman spent talking to him, the time Steven Espinoza spent talking to him, that's money. None of those guys work for free. None of them. So you lose money there. You also, Errol Spence Jr. could have generated probably $10 million for himself. Let's be real conservative and say he could have fought somebody and made $10 million. That money's gone. Why? Because he thought, man, he's going to sign. Yeah, I'm 100% confident. He keeps saying, he keeps negotiating, he keeps talking, but the entire time. And then you got people in the press, claim their press, literally trying to freeze Errol. Literally freezing him. Literally freezing him by saying, oh, he accepted all the terms. So now Errol can't back out the fight. Why? Because if he backs out the fight, then it was a duck. You see? Why would they go through all of that stuff and say, oh, I accepted it, it's just one more thing, and they said it all in the press? The result of that is, oh, Terrence has already accepted it. So Errol just needs to sign a contract. If Errol had then said, no, I'm going to go fight somebody else because Terrence doesn't really want it, then Terrence is going to look like Errol ducked. So Errol's public reputation takes the hit. Not Terrence's. Errol's does. That's why they spread all that garbage. But when Errol said, hey, look, we're in it, hey, man, whatever you want. Eventually, they had to come out with that fight. And what's the excuse? Well, we've been waiting all year, and I can't miss a payday. But Errol can miss a payday. Gervonta can miss a payday. Jaron Ennis can miss a payday. All those other guys can miss a payday, but you can't miss no payday. Nah, bro, I would tell those guys that is bad business, Bud, because he's 100% about himself.
Are you streaming? Are you streaming tonight?
Yeah.
I bet. What time you getting on?
Stream. I'm not.
I don't mean stream the fight. You know what I mean. Like, are you gonna be?
Bud lost PBC millions. Bud fans are entitled brats. He doesn't even have fans, bro, and that's why Bob Arum didn't want to do business with him. I will bet you anything that's why Bob Arum was like, nah, what fight by fight basis, bro, because you're dealing with somebody that does not care if you profit. They do not care if you earn anything. It's all about what they get and nothing about what you get. And you should never do business with anybody like that. And y'all, you don't know business. Yes, I do. A whole bunch of people will not work with Walmart. Won't work with them. Won't work with them. Walmart is one of the biggest companies in the world. And there are millions of suppliers that will not do business with them unless they are absolutely, positively desperate. And the reason, what'd you say?
I said, why is that?
Because they drive the prices down so low that you cannot make any money, any margin on your product. So if there's any increase in price, since they're only giving you 2-3% margins, if the cost of your materials go up, or they decide not to buy a little less, you go out of broke. You go broke. Walmart has put gangs and gangs of people out of business just by doing business with them. In order to somebody to want to do business with you, they have to make a profit. It has to be something in it for them. And if you negotiate yourself all the way down to there's nothing in it for them, dude, you're one level above a slave master. That's a sharecropper system. Walmart, no disrespect to them, but Walmart, and some people say other companies I won't name, They're like, dude, that's like sharecropping. Yeah, they'll buy your stuff, but god dog, you're going to go into debt selling it to them. Yeah, bro, that's bad business. It's bad business. That's why all the stuff that they have is so cheap. Because nobody doing business with them are going to put any quality materials anywhere near them. They're going to get the absolute cheapest crap they can possibly get because they know they're not making any money. And they always risk going broke at their whim. They can cut you off. And then on top of that, they've got restrictive covenants in their agreements, which means that you cannot sell these products anywhere else. So you take exclusivity, you add that to very, very small margins, you wind up with a lot of small businesses going bankrupt. Y'all don't know business. I'm telling you, and any of you clowns had that conversation with me. Nah, bro, there are people that are good to do business with and bad to do business with. And I'm going to tell you who's good to do business with. YouTube is good to do business with. Good to do business with. I mean it. Very good to do business with. I've been in business. Like I said, my dad and brother are both in entrepreneurial Hall of Fames. Not because they're the only ones, but I've seen businesses grow. I've seen businesses go bust. And Bud's business went bust. Bust. He just don't know it yet. Bud's business went bust. He just don't know it yet.
Not if he wins.
I don't care. Doesn't matter. It went bust. Because ain't nobody going to trust him. You're bust. Nobody is going to invest money in somebody that will willy-nilly walk off on you. I'm telling you, nobody. Even if he fought Errol Spence Jr. and he got in that fight and he won that fight, I'm telling you, if Errol Spence Jr. goes away, he doesn't sell. He doesn't sell. He doesn't have a fan base. He's not going to get Errol's fan base just as he beats him. And there's not going to be anybody willing to invest money to build his name. Would you? When everybody that he's ever dealt with has lost money, and the one guy and the one people that were like really got forced into dealing with him, he ghosted them for somebody else that would lose money? No, bro, you're bust. You just don't know. Just don't know. Bob Arum's not doing business with him. Al Heyman probably doesn't want to do business with him. Eddie Hearn doesn't want to do business with him. Frank Warren wanted his money up front before he did business with him. No, bro, that's tough. Derek Bass, Bud got Fanon cursing. No, dude, I'm telling you, man, bad business is bad business. Facts, you're speaking. Are you ready for the fights tonight? Yes, I am, Mo21. And I love to change the subject matter off of this. But y'all say, oh, you just hating on Errol. You just hating on Terrence. No, I'm not. I'm not. Anybody that has a business, tell me I'm lying. If you have ever been at the whim of a Fortune 500 company and them giving you business, or you've had a lawn mowing company and or you've mowed lawns as a kid, and somebody said, hey man, I need you to mow my lawn when I'm out of town. They pay you money to mow your lawn when you're out of town. I'll be out of town for a month. I need you to mow my lawn 4 times. They give you the money and they show up with their grass all the way to their, and you say, well, what happened? Well, you know, somebody paid me more. You never, and the people next door ain't going to do business with you because they're going to be like, what? Oh my God, man, this dude here. Oh my God, this dude here, man. Nah, bro. Don't. If it was my opinion, I do not hire them. There's a car dealership down the street. Soon as I asked, I went to him a couple times. I was like, man, these prices seem high. Like they seem high. And then one day, because I had my car sitting, literally had my car sitting in the parking lot for a while, because I was like, man, I can't even afford to get my car fixed. This car is too expensive. But then a AAA guy came, and I just asked him on a whim. I was like, hey, man, what do you think about this car dealership up, this car repair shop? Always like, oh, man, they milk you, bro. They're like, oh, man, they milk you, bro. Don't go to them. I was like, for real? It's like, yeah, don't go to them. Yeah, they got a reputation. They get you. Go to this guy. Man, I went to another one. It was 1/3 the cost. 1/3 the cost. We'll never do business with them ever again, just off word of mouth. Barbara D in the building said, hey, super chat. Thank you, Barbara D. If you hate boo-boo, you must be Lil Nas X. Shiny bald head. What is this? Oh, you're not talking about me. All right, yes, sir. And then much love in the super chat. Skillets Cuz said, you think PBC got a case to sue Bud, not deal in good faith because he admitted BLK Prime as a bad deal? No, I mean, dude, they're probably not gonna waste their time with it. They're probably not gonna waste their time with it because they got to go make money. That's more cost. What are they gonna do? Sue Bud? They spend a bunch of money on lawyers' fees, and then Bud files bankruptcy. Why? We're going to sue you for this money. Then Bud just says, I'll just file bankruptcy so you don't get your money. So now you've wasted a lot more time, more energy trying to get something back from Bud that you may not get back from him. And you drop it. So why even get into it to begin with? That's me. Sorry, man. Sorry, you money bags, man. You know, I'll go in on that subject for a while, bro.
I ain't tripping, bro. I like that. I'm good, bro. Like I said, I be seeing both sides. I just like to hear things from both sides, man. You know what I mean? I like listening to that stuff, man. That stuff intrigues me, so I'm cool. I'm cool on it.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, man. I grew up around this stuff, man. I really, really grew up in this. Like, I grew up in this. And trust me, I used to do that's how we made our livings, man. Like, no joke. That's like most of the people in my family, is how we make our living. Consulting with businesses about how to improve their operations. And I'm telling you, if you screw somebody, you get a reputation for screwing somebody. You might as well just write it home, bro. You might as well write it home. And that is killed, like not trying to work, being hard to work with and unreliable. People don't want the headache, man. People just don't want the headache. Like, if you're hard to negotiate with, bro, who wants the headache? Right? And then here's the other thing. Like, here's another.
You gotta go out. You do gotta go through.
Think about, watch this. Like, my warning to Errol Spence would be this. Errol, think about everybody that told you to fight somebody else, or let's cut this, because I don't know if it happened, right? But just say that somebody was like, look, man, he's not going to take the fight. He's not going to take the fight. And you didn't listen to him. He's not going to take it. Let's move on. Now, and you're like, yeah. No, I trust. Look, bro, they're going to think, man, we got to question your judgment. Because that's bad judgment. That's how it works in corporations too. If you are really vouched for somebody to come work for the place and they wind up being terrible, that's on you. If you get somebody, you vouch for somebody and they wind up being excellent, that's on you too.
Yeah, I've gotten some people some jobs that, man, they ain't last at all. I mean, looking bad on the gig, man.
You look real bad, don't you?
Yeah.
So
and it's messed up because I won't vouch for nobody no more. I got a couple friends like, yo, bro, get me in. I'm like, bro, listen, I done did that a couple times and had me in there looking bad. So I just say no to everybody now.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, you like, nah, man, I can't do it. Sorry, brother, I can't do it. And I got some really good friends, bro, that, like, no joke, man, they will just be like, you start talking about doing business with them, man, they just immediately, they either don't answer or they just change the subject. Like, nah, bro. Once burned, twice shy, homie. And now I'm not talking about with me. I'm talking about with other people. Like, nah, bro, That's why some black people don't hire other black people. Like, nah, bro. Nah. If I bring you up in here and you act a fool, you screwing me, man. That's because we real workers. Exactly. I'm telling you, man. Y'all talking about y'all understand the business. Man, it's business. Let me tell you about this. There ain't no good business in boxing. Man, there's plenty of good business in boxing. Plenty of good business in boxing. There's a lot of shady stuff. But dude, if you're a millionaire, god dog, somebody did good business with you. You cannot tell me that ain't nobody done good business with Errol Spence Jr. It's impossible. You cannot tell me that nobody did good business with Floyd Mayweather Jr. It's impossible. You cannot tell me Showtime and Steven Espinoza have not done good business with people. It's impossible. Or Bob Arum or Eddie Hearn. They have done plenty of good business. They have provided the services that they said that they would provide for the rate that they said that they would provide them for in a reliable fashion. Reliable and consistent. That, by definition, is good business. What is bad business is what Bud did, which is leave people high and dry after having invested a lot of time and a lot of energy, and then to turn around and badmouth them after the fact and try to pin it on him. That's bad business. So nah, man, long story short on that answer, for me, is like, And I'm definitely not going somewhere where people went bankrupt. I'm definitely not going to do it if you're asking me to go somewhere and the people, after you screw me, you're going to try to ask me to go do business with people that have filed bankruptcy 13 times? I would have to be a raving idiot. I'm going to go fight Keith Thurman. Why? Because what's the worst I'm going to get out of that? You guys are going to complain about me fighting him. Oh, use this. Okay, whatever, bro. But it's not going to cost me money. It's going to make me money. Isn't it? It will. All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
I'll see you later on the night.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was fun, man. It's fun. Man. All right, bro. Peace. All right, one more caller. Now, if anybody, like I said, if any of y'all want that smoke, any of y'all want that smoke, like I said, it was in the comment section. Y'all come get this smoke talking about Bud. You can come get this smoke talking about that business if you wouldn't mind. I would love it. Wow, 6-week camp training, 6 weeks of camp training for nothing. Wow. I mean, if they were training and preparing, that's time. Hey, Zaire's 14. Thank you, King of the Welterweights. Thank you, bro. That's time and that's money. That's time and that's money, bro. That's time and that's money. Jeffrey Brooks, what's going on, brother?
Hey, Happy New Year, man.
Happy New Year, bro. How you feeling, man?
Nothing much, man. Just tuning into your channel. Listen to you going hard on my man Bud, man.
I'm not going, man. What
No, be honest with you, man, because I heard you talking the last call about the numbers and everything. You know, the numbers wasn't right and all that, and what he should get. You know, we could talk about the numbers all day. I think the bottom line is this is the issue. Bud claimed he wants to fight Earl, and then he want to go up and fight his cheerleader next, right, with Jamel, which is all fine and dandy. Only problem is, man, why don't he just do a 3-fight deal with the PBC? Because that's really the problem right there. Al Heyman is looking at it like, wait a minute, man, you want to do that? You refuse to sign with us. So I'm supposed to sit here and offer you this amount of money, and you a 50% chance of you winning. You know what I'm saying? You a high risk fight. You got 3 belts coming. You can walk off with. So You know, you don't want to sign with me and keep it in the house. That's why Earl and Keith Thurman is about to happen. You know what I'm saying? That's an in-house fight. So that's a very easy fight to make. So I mean, my whole thing is I don't. But just need to go ahead and sign with the PBC, do a 2 to 3 fight deal. It sounds like he's trying to, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to get a retirement money out of that. You know, so it sounds like he's gonna retire. Go ahead and do a 2 or 3 fight deal with the PBC and get the fight on. Because other than that, the fight is not gonna never happen, as we can see. You know what I'm saying? So
Dude,
I mean,
I wouldn't do it. Why would I? No way would I do that.
If you was Al Heyman, you
I was
wouldn't.
saying if me. I'm just saying me because I don't know Al Heyman, man. That man has his own perspective on things. People do different things. So I'm just gonna say me. From what I know, no, I would not sign Bud. I would tell Bud, hey man, I'll see you at your Hall of Fame induction. Good luck to you, sir. I'm not dealing with you.
He offered Bud to sign one. Bud was
all right.
refused.
Let me ask you a question. Let me do this. Okay. A very, very pretty woman. You meet a very, very pretty woman. And she gave her last husband herpes. The one before that, she's stuck in jail by claiming domestic abuse. And the one before that, she just straight up cheated on and divorced and stole his car. But she's beautiful. And she great conversation. She looked good on your arm. Are you marrying her?
No.
There you go. You lost money. You lost Bob Arum talking about he could have bought a mansion with the money he lost on you. You sued Bob Arum after the contract was expired. You sued Bob Arum, drug his name all through the mud over some racial stuff, and then didn't even follow through with it. You just slandered the man's name. And then I myself dealt with you, and you strung me out for 6 months, and your own team called me a homosexual. No disrespect to that. I hope they didn't get my video demonetized, but you said you called me that. Like, no, I don't want to deal with you, man. So I gotta have a headache. That's what Bob Arum said. Bob Arum said that ain't my headache no more. So no way.
Right. But well, let's not with the whole Bob Arum thing. Let's not forget. I mean, he slandered the Bud name as well. And remember, He slandered. He kind of slandered. I think he kind of ruined his reputation a little bit when he said, I'm losing," which is probably true. I'm losing money, and I could have built a house and all that with the money I lost and all that. I understand. Even though you're spitting facts, but I mean, it's really, what I'm saying, it's really slandering because now everybody else looking at him like, oh, I don't know if I want to hire him now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I want to find this guy.
You ask me, no, I would not. Like, no, I would not.
Well, just maybe after everything.
Look, there's somebody that commented in this chat. I saw in this chat, and I didn't say a word to them. And I don't care how many times I see him. Anytime I see that, trust me, it's gonna go. I'm gonna go right by that name, and I'm gonna act like I didn't see it. Because it is absolutely once burned, twice shy. I'm not doing it. I'm not interested in it. See you later. I don't need that headache in my life. Terrence Crawford is too much of a headache from what I can see. It's too much of a headache. You can do business with somebody else and make money too. It's not worth the headache. Like, no joke. It's not worth the headache. If everything went perfect, it'd be great. But he is
going to acknowledge. Al Heyman, it seemed like he did try to acknowledge the fact that Earl Spence wanted the undisputed shot.
I could care less, bro. I'm telling you.
You said forget that too. Huh?
It's not me. I'm talking about me.
Right.
I would tell Terrence Crawford, have a nice life. That's what I would say, because I am at risk, because there's a high risk. There's more risk now that you are going to do something awkward. You're not predictable. You're not predictable. You're not reliable. No, you are not. You are not guaranteed money. You are a prima donna without the fan base. You're a Mariah Carey without the 100 million sales. No, you are one of these. So you are one of these people that you're fickled, and there's not enough profit in it for you to be fickled. It's just what it is. Like, if there is somebody that is hard to deal with, my brother has an employee. I'm not going to say who they are. It was a long time ago, but this person is very, very, very good at what they do, but was one of the biggest jackasses I've ever met in my life. And they don't realize it, but this dude lost them a lot of really good employees because he's such a jerk. But he's so talented at what he does, he earns a lot of money because the customer really can't deal without him. But the second a jerk like that is not useful to that customer, he's going to be a cancer in your organization. Terrence Crawford is not going to be around as long as some of these young fighters coming up. And for me, it would be better for me to invest my money in somebody. And I know, do not get me wrong, I know Jaron Ennis is not with the PBC, but if I would much rather deal with Jaron Ennis at this young stage in his career than deal with Bud and his, because Jaron Ennis is extremely talented. He's also somebody that seems like he is reasonable to deal with, reliable. I don't know what his quirks are and all that, but he doesn't seem like somebody that is going to negotiate with me to lose me money and then pull out at the last second. No, man. I'm telling you, man, from a business perspective, I would not deal with somebody unless I didn't have the money. Like, I've dealt with people where literally that's all that I could afford, because that's all that I could afford, and they were good at their job. I put up with the inconsistency. I put up with the flakiness because I did not have another viable option, right? So you kind of sit there and you swallow it. But if you have another option, I'd take somebody that is reliable, and maybe not quite as good, but in the same area. I would take them any day over I would take somebody that's super talented, but you don't know if they're going to be there tomorrow. Like, it's just not, no. You could sign Terrence. You could invest money on Terrence Crawford in a fight. He wants upfront money, and then he won't do any promotions. He won't go on ESPN during the last week of the fight to put on his suit and tie and talk, and go back and forth with Sean Porter. Sean Porter will do it. Yeah. You remember that? Where was Bud?
He missed one of the conferences, right? I think he didn't show up, something like that.
Yeah, he won't produce. He does not. The word is that he will, once that fight is announced, Bud does not want to promote the fight. It's not his job to promote. It's the promoter's job to promote. So if you're not willing to do that, then it counts to promote. I mean, people ain't promoting for no reason.
Right? It does. It does. I think this particular fight here between him and Rural, I kind of think the fight will promote itself too. But it's still your job to promote as a boxer too. You know what I'm saying? But
none of that chance, bro.
Yeah, it's chancy, but it's just me. I'm looking at the whole. I guess I'm going back looking at the whole.
You're a Bud fan, bro. You're a Bud fan, and you love Bud.
Not only that, because when I feel like he's wrong, I let that be known. The thing is, I guess I'm looking at the whole 6 months of negotiation talk, the whole 6 months. I heard Tim Crawford say, "Man, they offered us a 1942 slave deal contract. They try to offer a bogus contract." So that just kept sticking in my mind the whole time. So when he finally did walk way. My only thing I'm thinking is only because he got less than what he wanted, he was looking for, or probably deserved. Because everybody at one point in time was saying,
Nah, man.
so everybody at one
Worse.
point in time was saying, well, yeah, you should try to get as much as you can out of the deal. Yeah,
Worse.
go ahead
No,
and
it's
try to get as
worse.
much. But then when
No.
he leaves, so when he say, okay, he didn't get what he was looking for, and goes over to be okay, and now everybody says, oh, wait a minute, you just ducked out of the fight. But yeah, usually what he should have said, look, I'm about to go over here. You guys are offering me is way too less. I'm here for this $10 million guarantee and fight him real quick. And he should have got that established. Even though he wasn't obligated, he should have got that established first. You know what I'm saying? And then so it wouldn't make it seem like he should have got that stuff that I'm going over here to fight David Azaneezy real quick and get this $10 million. He should have said that first instead of just.
Now, what he should have done. This is what he should have done. He should have just went on ahead and said, "I'm negotiating 2 fights from the beginning." But the second that he knew that he was going to take that fight, he should have told him the second that he made his mind up. The fact of the matter is he never even told him. He never told him. They found out about it. They found out about it on YouTube. Errol Spence Jr. found out about it and said, and their people put out that this guy is taking another fight. Errol Spence Jr. broke the news. Their side broke the news that Bud had already agreed to another fight, which is why I'm saying this is worse, because Errol Spence Jr., because when he said, when Terrence Crawford and those, first of all, it was Bernie that said they offered me this slave deal, but we accepted it. That was a lie. Everybody that said they accepted that deal was lying. Not, oh, it changed. No, Negro, you were lying. You were lying. You were lying. You were lying.
Right, because the talks kept on going on after that. It didn't end right there.
Dude,
it kept on. Yeah, it kept on.
Already agreed to a fight. He had already agreed to a fight. He was trying to get out of. All they were doing was trying to save face and frame Errol Spence Jr. for a duck. They were doing the same thing they did to Gary Russell Jr. They did the same thing they tried to do to Gervonta Davis. They were framing the man, Errol Spence Jr., for a duck by saying that we've accepted all these terms and conditions, and all we want is transparency and approval. But we have signed the deal thinking that y'all a bunch of dummies. And a bunch of y'all are a bunch of dummies. Because right when it leaves their mouth, you should have said or thought, how can you have signed and agreed to everything if you asked for something else? You can't.
Right.
You either are waiting for him, you either made him an offer and you wanted something and are waiting to hear back from him about something that you want, or you accepted the deal and all of the terms and that was it. But Mike Coppinger said all material terms. That's why I said, Mike, you're full of ish. What does material mean? What do you mean material terms? What do you mean material terms? It may be material to you and immaterial to them, right? You're saying something is, me getting approval of all the expenses. Approval is not material. It's immaterial. But that's what's holding up the fight. Really? No, what's holding up the fight is that Bud already has another fight agreed to. That's what's holding up the fight. The fact that he already has another fight and he's not telling Errol or anybody else that they already have a fight. with make-believe encounters taking place here and there, all kind of eyes and all kind of this flood of information all of a sudden of where all the details of the. Now, the thing is, watch this. They had a lot of truth, didn't they? But who was the source? The source was Bud, like I said it was. And why is Bud leaking all of this? Why, if he agreed to everything, what's there to leak? Just sign it. We just want to know everybody that nah, bro. I'm sitting over here, bro. You're lying on me. You're leading me by the nose. You're costing me money. You're wasting my time. I'm not dealing with you anymore, bro. And guess what, man? Good luck. Because I don't believe that anybody else is going to deal with you for very long. So if I ultimately want this fight, you're going to come back to me or you're going to retire. And I mean it. You are either going to, because if Errol Spence says, I'm telling you, if Errol Spence took that stance, I tried to fight him, he lied on me, and he ain't going to fight me, I'm moving on with the rest of my life, I'm done. And then who are people going to be talking about Terrence Crawford fighting? If he fights 3 more guys, are going to be 3 tin cans. Because all of the big name fighters are with the PBC.
Yeah.
If Al Heyman does not do business with him, that's a wrap.
Just drawing boots in, he'll be about the only big name that's out there, unless he's gonna move up to 154. But you still got to deal with the PBC once you move up, you know. And
you still got to. Only thing you got to deal with the PBC though with Gervonta is Gervonta said that he would go over to BLK Prime. So if he's over to BLK Prime, go to BLK Prime. I have no problem with that. My only thing is, dude, I don't want to go through this dog and pony show where all you're going to do is frame Errol Spence for a duck. That's what you're going to do. You're going to frame Errol Spence Jr. for a duck. He's going to walk around that block. I'm sorry, bro. I've seen the offense that you're running. I've seen you're running a motion offense. I'm going to run a zone. Okay? I'm not going to keep playing you man-to-man. You're running motion. You're running a bunch of screens. I'm not worried about that, bro, because I'm going to sit in the zone, and I'm going to sit in the zone and wait for you to run into me. It would be dumb for them to re-enter negotiations with Bud, unless Errol Spence Jr. is going to walk from the PBC if they don't do it. Zenith 360 said Bud is a proven liar and chose to be advised by a narco terrorist, but we supposed to believe he was offered a slave deal from PBC, who has the biggest purses in history. What credibility does he have? Zilch, bro. Sorry, man. Much love in that super chat, brother.
You think so? Do you think so? You think the negotiations with the fighting David Azanesia was back all the way, goes all the way back since the negotiation talk started, or was he already negotiation with BLK? BLK back then. Because I mean, what I heard is the fight. They didn't decide to fight David Azanesia until later on at the last minute. He's a last minute choice, but you know he was already negotiating with BLK already back earlier since the summertime. They just didn't have a fight for him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I don't think David Evanesian's anything different than the venue. I don't think he's anything different than the venue. You cannot talk to David Avanesian until you already know that you have Bud locked in. David Avanesian thing may have been, it's another con man action. David Avanesian may have happened very fast. May have. But it did not happen until after they already had already had Terrence. And they may have found a venue late, but they had already decided to fight in Nebraska. They were not talking to David Avanesian, making any offer to David Avanesian. They were not making any offers on anybody's venues or any of that stuff until they had already gotten Bud to agree. So what I think happened is they got Bud to agree to fight on BLK Prime. And then they said, okay, now that you've agreed, let's go find your opponent. So then when people talk about how they just found David Avanesyan, so what? Jaron Ennis signed a 3-fight deal. My understanding it's a 3-fight deal with Showtime, and they didn't know who he was fighting next. Still had the deal signed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. signed a 7-fight deal with Showtime, and they didn't know who the opponent is. You sign Bud, then you find the opponent. And they had to come up off the money. They had to do all of that stuff. They had to go through a negotiation. They had all of the things. And guess what? Everything that they said that he asked, this is my suspension. This is my suspicion. Everything that they asked Showtime for is something BLK Prime gave him. Hey, I need approval of all the expenses. Why? Because BLK Prime gave me the approval of all the expenses. Hey, I need X amount of money up front. Why? Because BLK Prime gave him X amount of money up front. Hey, I need to walk in the ring first. I need this, I need that, because he already got it. He was using the entire time, in my opinion, it looks like, because that's how it played out, that he was using Showtime as leverage to cut himself a deal with somebody else. My fight's the biggest name in fight. I'm the biggest name in boxing. Look at all these YouTube views. Look how everybody's talking about me. If you get Terrence Crawford to fight on your network, that's going to be a huge boost to your network. For all I know, Bud went to seek them out. For all I know,
possibly.
No, because I'm telling you, I watched the interaction between Bud and a certain person on camera, and he don't like him. He don't like him at all. Very, very, very reluctantly shook their hands. And I mean, looked at him like, I would rather smack you than shake my hand. Okay? So I believe that whoever that was, and this is me just doing a guess.
Right.
This is my guess. The same people that gave the money to BLK Prime are the same people that Bud is talking about with the hedge funds. They're the same people. Because BLK Prime is nothing but a distribution network. That's all it is. That's what BLK Prime is. BLK Prime is, how are we going to televise this fight? Oh, we can televise this fight. We can distribute this fight on BLK Prime. BLK Prime does not have 10 million. They ain't got 25 million. They don't have the money. They went bankrupt. They went bankrupt multiple times in multiple countries. So they don't have the money. How do they know they got the money? Because it's the same people that Bud was talking to originally. And they said, okay, well, if you can't get Errol, let's fight somebody else. And he said, well, let's get how much are we going to need? What channels are going to be on? Well, it's not going to be on DAZN. It's not going to be on Triller. It's not going to be on it's not going to be on Showtime. Oh, we got a network. We got a distribution network. We got BLK Prime. So the way that I think it went down was they were negotiating with those people from the entire time. Because that's what Bud said. Bud said, I got two hedge funds. Now, where did he meet hedge funds? Right? So he had two hedge funds that had $25 million up. It was going to be $25 million for Errol and $25 million for me. Right? And then he was like, and Errol said no. And then after that, he said, okay, well, let's start negotiating. Really, from that point in time, my opinion is that he kept negotiating with the people that he said had the $25 million. Instead of the $25 million, they came up with whatever number he got. And now they're going to try to redo it with Errol one more time, which is why they say, let's start negotiations again. But at the same time, what do you have Zab Judah saying? Zab Judah saying, we got enough money to make that fight. And they're connected with people that tried to buy Gervonta Davis's fight with Devin Haney, and also tried to buy the fight for Gary Russell Jr. and Devin Haney. So nah, bro, I don't think the man ever was seriously trying to fight with the PBC. He may be okay. He may be good, okay, fighting with Arrow, but he's trying to buy the fight and take it somewhere else. So it's a waste of time for Steven Espinoza. It's a waste of time for Al Heyman. It's a waste of time for these guys, unless Arrow wants to sell himself for a flat fee to whoever paid the money, whoever's financing BLK Prime. Because again, BLK Prime is nothing but a YouTube channel. Watch what I'm saying. It's nothing but a pay-per-view YouTube channel. You got cameras that feed into a distribution network. They got a website. You go to the website. They got a purchasing mechanism, and that's it. Every person that they hired, none of them work for BLK Prime. None of those people work for BLK Prime. And when I mean none of them, I mean Paulie Malignaggi does not work for BLK Prime. Antonio Tarver does not work for BLK Prime. The announcers do not work for BLK Prime. The judges do not work for BLK Prime. None of them work for BLK Prime. The cameramen probably don't work for BLK Prime.
I know I couldn't find no information on when I first heard about it. I was like, who? BLK Prime. I tried to look them up. I couldn't even get no information on it.
Dude, how would you do it?
I found that kind of odd.
Look, bro, just think. Just think. How would you do it? If I got $25 million, me, if I got $25 million and I want to make a fight, what do I need to make a fight? I need the big name fighter to agree. After I get the big name fighter to agree, I got his name. Boom. He said he's going to do it. And I just got to put the package together. What's the package? You need a venue. You need a distribution network for pay-per-view. You need a production staff. You need a undercard. You need the production people for the television. You need all of that. But it all starts with, do you got the money? Do you got the main fighter? What's the distribution network? BLK Prime. They had never put on a boxing match before.
Yeah.
Now, could you think somebody that has never put on a boxing match before could convince a hedge fund to invest the money? You think that they could have sought out the investment? No. The investors sought them out because they have a way to distribute it. Hey, man, I see you put out street fights. You got cameras, you got all your bandwidth, whatever you need to do. You got all of that done. You got other content up. Let's partner with you. They very well may take whoever the investors are in their very next fight could probably say, hold on, man, I don't need it. Triller said they'll buy the fight, so I'm going to distribute it on Triller. They may say, hey, I can partner with Eddie Hearn and we can distribute it on DAZN. They may distribute it on YouTube. All BLK Prime is a distributor. That's it. So to me, it just seems like they got Terrence and told Terrence how much money they would pay him. And then they spent their time putting everything together. And then they tried to hype the fight up by keeping the talk about Errol and Terrence going and going and going. And as soon as they found out that the deal was done, they flipped the script, and then they tried to frame Errol for a duck. And then Errol found out what they were doing, bust their game, and then they had to do some damage control and get on Instagram and tell them exactly what happened. They had to take back everything that they said, which is why people's reputation is in the tank. Okay? In the tank. And I know full well what reputation means. That's why their credibility is in the tank. Because you can doubt everything they say.
Right.
I know what credibility means. Y'all, Matty No, say hi for now in the chat. What's going on, Matty No? I meant to say something to you before. What's going on, bro? I didn't want to do this entire time, man. I really didn't.
Yeah, it's crazy because really, I would thought that Blood would really try to make it out of a bidding war a little bit by letting the PPC know, hey, I already got somebody else that's offered me this amount of money. What you got? He didn't even really do that. He just said, "Nah, see you. Here's $10 million over here. I'm gone." You know. So I would thought that maybe he'd try to make it out of a little, sell himself to the highest bidder. You know what I'm saying? But
Bro,
that wasn't even the case.
I know this now. That fight did not happen. And if those guys wasted their time and wasted 2023 on that again, if I was Steven Espinosa's boss and that was true, I would say, Steven, you have better sense than that, don't you? You didn't put a fight on for this entire quarter, didn't cost us any money, but you're really going to go in that? You're really going to go back in there with him? Yeah, well, yeah, I'll go back with him, but what we're going to do is we're going to make him an offer and that we're comfortable with. If he accepts the offer, then fine. And we're going to make it ironclad where he cannot get out of it. Like, I mean, ironclad. As in, if you turn this fight down for anything other than a verifiable injury, you owe me $5 million. You will agree that my damages will be $5 million. Just like if somebody says, oh, I'm going to go to work for you, and you're like, okay, I'm going to give you a bonus of $100,000. If you do not work for 3 years here, you owe me that $100,000 back. That's the only way that me personally, that I would deal with them. If we enter into this negotiation, number one, you're telling me in all good faith that you are going to inform me if you begin negotiations with anyone else. And then if it's accepted, you are going to assure me, and we're going to agree to the damages ahead of time, that if you pulled out of this fight for any reason other than a verifiable agreement, or you do not make, and another one, if you do not make required promotional appearances, you're going to owe me $5 million. So you're not going to get out here, get this money and use it and bounce, because we got an exclusivity with already mutually agreed upon damages. Other than that,
that sounds fair, kind of covering yourself at that end. Yeah.
But see, that's why I'm saying I don't want to deal with you. But see, that's what I'm telling you. I don't want to deal with you. Because in order to deal with you, I got to do that. In order to deal with you, I literally got to say, okay, I'll talk to you, but you're going to take this agreement and you have a week to accept it. Once you accept it, if you take another fight for any reason other than a verifiable injury, my damages will be X. When the fight begins, if you do not attend every promotional event, the penalty will be this. Dude, you don't want to have to deal with business with people like that, man, when you got to do all that. Because if they do, then you got to go to court, and you're looking at them sideways the whole time.
Right. But it's going to happen again, because I can tell you right now, Earl Spence is going to push the issue. He wants that undisputed fight. So that's why I think they're going to go back to the tables again.
I would tell Errol the same thing. If it was me dealing with Errol, I would be blunt. Errol, this guy got a week to take this deal. And I am not taking any risks for this guy. I don't trust him. And I'm telling you, Errol, you are asking me to do business with someone against my better judgment.
Oh, yeah.
His gloves exploded in his last fight, Errol.
Oh, yeah.
His gloves
exploded. Yeah, that's another little controversial topic.
Yeah, Errol, his gloves exploded.
Yeah.
But anyway.
I think they're gonna come back to the tables with it again.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Because one thing I think is going to happen after the Keith Thurman fight, because really I think they're going to allow him to make a fight with Terrence Crawford. Because if not, it's gonna be mandated with Jerron Boots, and I kind of think he
They
don't want to
keep
go
saying
that
that,
way.
bro. I don't buy that though. Honestly,
But
man, they keep saying it. I don't buy that.
what, that mandatory with Boots?
I don't buy that it's going to be that Boots is going to be next. I think it's going to be Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz winner because the WBA already had the mandatory ordered before the IBF, because the IBF doesn't come until tonight. Where that over the fight between Stanionis, the winner of Stanionis, and Virgil Ortiz, the mandatory's already been there. The only reason that they're fighting each other and not Errol is that they said is that the WBC came first. So I just don't. I mean, we'll see, man. But anyway, it goes, man.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. But look, man, I got to bounce pretty soon, bro. Because I've been on here for a long time, man, and I'm gonna be on a long time tonight with these fights, bro.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, you don't see nothing. You don't see nothing scary happening like an upset tonight, do you?
Oh man, I mean, it could be. I mean, like I said, like Jerron and the only like that guy Hector Garcia is a very good fighter. I'm looking for them uppercuts and them bodies causing them problems though. Like
right.
I see that body. Them shots of that body causing Hector Garcia some problems. If he can't really take some shots to the body, because he's not like he's got power, but he does not have he's not like some big one punch power dude. And also I think his shots, are just like he's got a long jab and he's jab, he's 1-2, 1-2, he'll double up the jab. But it's 1-2, it's 1-2-3. But I just see like the last time I saw him fight a southpaw, I went back and saw him fight that southpaw. He got hit a lot with that out of the southpaw stance, bro. Which still was straight lefts. He was getting hit a lot. He got hit a lot with left hooks from the southpaw, right? So to me, it's like, I don't know, man. It's like Hector Garcia better have a hell of a chin. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, you better have a hell of a chin, bro.
It's gonna get tested. That's what's up.
Boots, T-Well said, what rounds Boots knocking him out? I don't know, man. Some round before 10, something before 10. Like, it just depends on how much punishment that dude can take.
I'm gonna say the fifth. I'm gonna take a chance and say the fifth round, probably 5th or 6th. I'm
yes, sir. I can agree with that.
Lucky guessing, pretty much.
Yeah, I'm with you. But all right, brother, man, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this a couple more minutes, and I'm gonna bounce, bro. Thank you, man.
All right, man. Good seeing you.
Man. All day, man. Hey, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Yeah, man. So anyway, that's what I think, man. But look, I do got to wrap it up. I can't talk all day on this channel, man. Much love to everybody in the chat, man. Much love to everybody in the super chat. Thank y'all so much for checking out the channel today, man. We went on a lot longer today than I thought that I would, and y'all stayed through and true the entire time, man. So thank you guys so much. I'm gonna see you guys, in a few hours, when the fight kicks off. But with that, I'm bouncing. Deuces.